almost. Any rate, let me work backwards. Anybody here from Maiden Lane, 151? You guys are, yeah. All right, you are at the end of the agenda, which means not probably before 8, unless there's some people here that are not here before you.
Okay.
And it's just the way it worked out. 18 William, working backwards. 18 William? Okay, and well, Peter is outside. All right, I know somebody's here. 88 Battery Place.
They're outside.
Okay. What, Joel?
No, he's taking these.
Okay. Here we go. For the committee, these are there's a letter up top, but these are the new order for the agenda. Let's keep 2 up here. We're going to start, if the committee can look at the old agenda for the renewals and see if you have any problems with the renewals. We can do that without the quorum. And then I think we're going to start with the Stone Street. Is 53 Stone here? That's 52. You're here for the, you're not here for the new license transfer. 53 is here for a new license. Okay.
I think there's one for the new license, and then there's one for the street activity. I think he's outside.
Frank, is that Frank Palolo?
Paul is outside.
Paul, I don't know.
He's
Okay.
one of the proprietors. It's not our place. He's one of the proprietors.
Oh, okay, Paul O'Connor.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
You want me to go get him, or?
I'm not sure what we're doing with that, because he might want to get in before we just talk about the street itself, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the activity permit's also, yeah, correct.
All right, then we should probably deal with him first, yeah. After that, we're going to do 89 South, okay. Then 85 Broad, somebody here for that?
This one.
Okay, that's your place? Okay. 130 West Broadway, okay. We move things around because the ones right after that are going to be kind of complicated or time-consuming, whichever way one looks at it. So we have a heavy agenda. We're going to ask, certainly the applicants can take the time to explain what they need, but if there's public comment, we're going to be limiting to, 2 minutes each? Okay. Megan is taking Susan's place right now. Susan is traveling
Somewhere, yeah.
in the southern hemisphere.
Susan's being Susan.
53, yeah.
So, who's Paul?
Right here.
Right here.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
are.
right
Okay. And your attorney here yet, or
He's not.
That's Frank.
Frank's not here yet.
All right, because we have all the Stone Streeters here. I thought we should hear you before that, or if we go through the Stone Street thing for the alteration, and then.
He said 6:50 and 6:20, so we should
Maybe we'll do the alteration.
do the other first.
Okay,
Yeah.
so somehow we can tack you in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. Thank you.
All right. So, all the Stone Street people, are they still outside?
No, we're right here.
All of them are here? Okay.
Good portion.
Hey, Callie. Well, does that give us a quorum yet? 1, 2, 3. Who can count? 4, 5, 6, 7? What happened? 3?
Darren's over there.
Oh, okay. So we need one more. All right. So we can start. Who wants to talk about what this is? Because it was a bit confusing. Is it just a renewal?
It's just a renewal. Nothing. Thank you. Hello. Nothing different from any other from the last 15 years. It's just a renewal, and
All right.
everyone is participating. We just have the new license, which is Paul's license that we'll be talking about afterwards. But everything else is the same from the year prior.
Okay.
Same hours, same dates, same setup. Nothing
Yeah.
different.
And you just mean for the summer months that
For
people's
the
outside?
from March.
From March to November.
This
to
isn't for
November.
special events or anything?
No,
it's
this is
usual.
just the regular activity permit, correct?
So same hours, you're using the same
Same
borders or whatever. Your place is kind of with it, you're not at the end, you're.
He's in the middle.
Right,
He's in the
okay,
middle, yeah.
yeah.
It's all the other restaurants are the same.
Okay,
What are the, it's March 15th starts?
Correct.
Okay. Until November 30th?
Yes.
It's in here, if you can see it. All right, you okay? Good.
any comments? Joel, you got?
That's it.
Okay, nobody has any? Well then,
On that list, the new place is not on there, it's just.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
we
no,
mentioned
we're
that
gonna have
already.
to work
Right,
that
we
out
got
somehow, I
So
understand.
this is part and parcel of all the renewals on Stone Street, right? Because they're all on here as renewals for liquor license.
Well, it's a little confusing, it's a renewal, but it's also, there's
An
a
additional license.
DCA,
It says alteration of liquor license as though there was some change on the agenda, but there is
It's just because the
not.
alteration is just to the outside part.
Yeah.
The state, the state,
every year. it's an
every
alteration.
year is an alteration, yeah. And this has only happened in the last 3 years. The first, this is the third year, the last 2 years is the third year. The state never required the alteration,
Uh-huh.
but now they require the alteration.
What did they require,
I-
anything?
I-
Did you just,
They never required anything before, no.
well, you must have done
Our
something.
license was extended over the street, but
Yeah.
they said because it closes down and it restarts, that we have to submit it as an alteration every year.
Okay,
So
Joel?
of this list,
Joel,
which is
you
the
wanna
new,
look this-
which is the
I
new
have
one?
it.
53.
53.
I gave it to Duran.
Cars was being used.
53 Stone is the one that.
so, and we haven't heard that yet, Mariana.
Yeah.
So this is to renew what's been going on forever, where,
With the addition of 53.
With the, yes. If you,
53
it-
is actually,
well,
no, it's,
But we
well,
took
it's
it off
actually,
that.
this
Same as
is,
last year.
it's, yes.
yeah, we're staying, the footprint is staying the same as last year. They're conjoining spaces, so 83 Pearl Street, there's space adjoins, contiguous into 53 Stone Street. So we're not changing anything for the pedestrian plaza permit. That's,
what
Are you
was,
the old Swedish place?
Yes,
Okay.
correct. He's the
Oh,
smart,
we've already
he was the
approved-
smart
yeah,
chef,
yeah,
yeah,
that's-
exactly.
so that's, now we're on the end of this agenda because we hadn't opened yet, so we just as a courtesy came back and said we're going to be opening for this summer, so that's.
but we approved your license.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
a while
So
back.
you're not asking for anything extra, other than
Mr.
to
Polillo
get
said, "Listen,
included
let's go
into
in and
this.
do
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So,
Okay,
Are we approving him as well, or just the alteration?
well, if he's been part of it, or that place has been part of it, and you're not applying, we've already approved the license. There's nothing to approve, really. You're doing this as a courtesy to us to make sure
Correct.
that,
I think it's part of the, on the state level, the miscommunication is that he's not open yet, and when he's gonna be
Yeah.
opening while the permit's in progress. That's why.
He's not enjoined in the
That's why
permit.
he's separate right now, but he's gonna be part of the permit once he's
But
placed
when
in
we do that,
service.
yeah, we'll come back to you
Yeah,
for that.
exactly.
If we change any outside. Right now, the outside, any of the plans here, it's exactly the same as last year.
all right, so for you to be part of this permit, you're gonna have to come back to DCA or
Yeah, he
us?
probably
Yeah,
will.
if we decide to do that, yes, exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
well, why would you? All right, okay. So then we'll write it up without you, but say you have appeared and we're in favor for when you approve, for when you apply.
Joining.
Okay.
Tell him don't come.
All right. Any questions? Nope. Now, we've got
With no quorum.
4, 7,
Can we let
8.
them go, and then when we have a quorum, vote on it?
I don't know what the rules are.
No, not if the 9th person shows up late.
You need one more.
What, yeah, so,
Nine, you're right, nine.
but this is the DCA permit. Do we need, that's what we're approving here. I don't know if it's a resolution.
DCA, what's the specific
It's a
permit?
renewal, it's the renewal of the Stone Street activity.
Where you pulled a permit, you pulled a reso from last year? Is that what you said?
For which was 130 Broadway?
No, this is the Stone Street
Oh,
Mall.
53.
Do we have to vote
No,
on
not
renewal?
53, it's
for
the
the
street,
Not
it's the
voting
plaza
is
street, it's the street activity
tantamount
permit.
to it being passed.
But we don't
New
vote on
rules where they
renewals.
have to.
Right, so I'm saying, you don't, it's essentially you're not,
No
All right, so we don't need the
Taking action.
quorum for this.
For this.
No, we don't. We really don't.
Okay,
Thank you.
sorry. It gets confusing. all right.
It's okay, it's quite all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna be exciting one.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I've been looking forward to it.
Who's sitting here?
I've seen the signs for a
Yeah,
while. I was wondering when you're opening.
So we're hoping to open the
Is there anyone sitting here?
outside.
Not yet.
That was my glasses. Yeah.
You sitting
We
here?
just have
No,
spaces
no.
right now.
I'll be going back and
space,
forth.
but not on the outside area. Sorry.
All right, so where did that agenda go? But Barbara, you were next? Is that right?
The printed
Okay.
one or the actual
The one that we just printed up. Oh, here, oh, it's in the letter.
What's next?
This wasn't 53.
This is 89 South Street?
Is that Battery Park?
No, that's the Seaport.
Jeff, does 53 need to stay or is he done? I mean, I thought he was looking for an all new
It seems to have been written up, I'm not sure, I do remember giving a license to them.
we just put our district manager. You would know.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the
You need a
handout, you
notice
guys
of
the handout.
haste.
This is the stipulations for that
We've been
snowshoe.
doing
For that
this
snowshoe one?
No, is this,
I think we do, but just speak to our
No,
district
that was
manager.
blockhouse.
you've never opened?
This one is ground level
Not
presentation.
continuous.
Do you have a liquor license now?
Yeah, he's coming back.
Yes,
He's-
Ramesh, are you
Yeah.
taking the, hi by the way, are you taking this?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Right.
So we're just going to open, hopefully in April, middle of April.
And you're just
Thank you.
looking for the outdoor portion.
No, not even the outdoor. We'll come back to you if we need to do that.
Yeah.
Because the outdoor is part of across the street. The outdoor is part of this larger project, so we're not touching that yet.
Doesn't work.
Say if we need to.
So, as you said, I think he's coming back, it's a courtesy.
Okay,
All right,
so you're done.
all right, thank you. All right, thank you. All righty,
Thank
bye-bye.
you.
No, it's not good. We should know about it too.
No, we're gonna have to do the phone.
Okay.
You wanna use mine?
I have mine.
Actually, disgusting.
Okay, so this is for,
Bring it up to board meeting, disgusting.
like, this is a HAC Pure.
I'm just gonna get some water, go
Okay,
ahead.
no problem. This is HAC Pure Village. It's another one of the HHC applications for 89 South Street, ground level. You've previously approved what we've been referring to as Jean George as well as Momofuku. This is sandwiched in between two of those, two of the four buildings if you want to look towards the back at the block. Sort of like a block plot that we provided you, just so you can situate yourself. It's like it's a second to last page, yeah.
Can we bring that up here?
Yeah.
Please? Thank you.
So I'll just go through the info sheet to sort of cover some of the main items here. The hours we're requesting are exactly the same as, the closing hours are exactly the same as the Cobblestones locations that you previously approved, 10 Corsicomo,
It's confusing.
and so it's
And that was 2, right?
that's 1 a.m. during the weekdays and 2 a.m. in the evenings. So I don't know if it's helped you at all, but if you look at the, I don't know if they're pulling it up, but the page after the yellow highlighted page will show you sort of where it's situated.
Yeah.
Momofuku is this one, which I think we met with you in the
Oh,
fall.
okay.
Yeah,
So it's ground level inside?
correct. If you remember the tour back from about a year
I
ago,
remember the tour, this is what.
it is like the sort of Tetris-like shape between the locations. So Momofuku below, Malibu Farm, which you reviewed last month above, Jean George above to the other side.
I'm sorry, we can't see where you're
I'm sorry,
pointing. So where are you pointing, where are you looking for?
This is the location here. This is Momofuku here, Jean George here, and, Momofuku here, Jean George here, and this was
You want the
Malibu
map?
Farm, which we reviewed last
I
month.
want to see exactly
And
where
what
the
are you
restaurant
looking
is.
for today?
This,
This,
which the
Okay.
floor plan you can actually see on the page before there.
okay.
As an outdoor area.
Well, we call it an open air venue because overhead it's completely covered. It's the sides that aren't, but there is the retractable glass door
Right.
that covers the sides
Okay.
to like sort of make the building
Is this seasonal?
No, it's not. It's whole year.
So once it's approved, it'll be.
So you can't
year-round.
get it closer?
Correct.
I don't think I could get closer.
Did you put in the address so you can't get it?
This is the address. I'm guessing this structure here just hasn't gone up yet.
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
inside
can't get
here.
closer than that on the street view.
Well, if you,
Wait,
do you have ours uploaded there or no? If you don't have it, if you look, it's black and white photo, but maybe towards the second to last image will show you sort of what we mean by where it's situated. Like these are the cells that are the other approved restaurants. and this is this open area here, and then we provide a rendering on the next page.
It's gonna go in those open areas?
Yes.
So you're gonna block those open areas?
No, it's at the back, it's at the back here.
Oh.
It's in the
inside
building
Oh,
itself.
the building
Back of the-
itself.
That blue
building back there.
Let's be clear.
It's within the blue building,
Okay.
just in between, you know, on the ground level, if you remember, there was open air areas that you could weave in and out of, it's in there.
And when those
Yes.
glass doors
So
are
will the
up,
use of that
that's
harbor as
open?
it is.
It's a,
It will be
Okay.
open to,
Okay.
okay.
Yes. But keep in mind that the overhead is covered, it's only a ground floor premise. I just want to explain why, we've gone for a full restaurant for the other locations, but we're going for tavern here.
one right
But if you look at the menu, it's a complete restaurant menu. It's simply because right now there is no full kitchen space. So we're limited to a food prep area, which for the SLA is a tavern bar.
Are you leasing this space or is this public space?
This is the lease, right, the Pure Village?
Because above you, right, Jeff? You said-
What do you guys, from the city or? from-
Well, I'm sorry.
No,
maybe
the
you-
confusion was, George and I had one confusion, and then later I realized that there was another. Because I thought you were talking about the second floor, I didn't realize Jean George was on 2 floors, okay? And Susan Cole and I were over there when we didn't like the glass doors, you got the approval, okay. But the reason we didn't like that was because on the second floor, that's where we were focused, it's a public space, and the idea, what you said, was that you'd be putting tables in, but still leave it open to the public somehow.
Well, I think we have to clarify, it's not
Yeah.
technically public space in the way that, you know, the outdoor areas, the north porch, the roof has public access. The inside of the building is private, it's common area, private space. It's not public, it was never in the approvals, which I think.
if you go to the,
But the
if you
outside
go
is-
back to the city planning approvals, and you look at the restricted declaration,
Right.
which I have the maps, I can pull out and see. Essentially, the area totally surrounding the building on all sides, 74,000 square feet of that area is either waterfront public access area or public access area. Inside the building is not zoned or approved by such as public spaces, it's our private space. We've kept it open because it's, as Saul mentioned, it's a common area that takes people through to get to the various structures.
Right.
We intend on doing that.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
maybe
it's-
But part of the interest was, part of why we didn't like the idea of the doors coming out, there was a view corridor that was supposed to be kept open. And right now it's open, but if you have tables and a private, you know, people from these restaurants using that space, suddenly it becomes, you know, if I go to like a Pops, which I know you're not, I mean, and there's a sign that says, oh, you can sit here, but there's all these people ordering, you know, high-end meals, I don't feel comfortable going to sit there. So I think that's our issue. So I don't know, it's very different than a Pops, I don't know quite how to,
It's not.
Explain this, but-
Because a Pops is very different.
But-
It has a.
but our interest was in keeping that open to the public. So if this becomes something that is attached to the restaurants, I mean, you had said something about you, when we were crisscrossing, and I thought you were talking about the second floor.
We told you about the doors, right? The doors are there for the public to come in and out. Even when we put the doors up, there'll be regular doors for people to come in and out.
On the first floor, yeah.
People will
Okay.
have to get to the restaurants, they're gonna walk through, it's still a connection.
Do you see a difference between this and the second floor, doing this on the second floor?
Like
Right
you
above
said,
it?
Second floor.
Well, John George's 2 parts
John
are right
George has
above each
first
other?
and second floor. Most of those boxes that are in the
They don't
village
connect.
are two
No, but
level
they're,
spaces.
but, you know,
There wouldn't be an option of this.
there wouldn't be an option.
Each box is
It's like two
self-contained.
different separate buildings.
They're like town.
Yeah, they don't
You can't-
continue
there's
up
no-
to the second floor in the
there's
same
No,
structure.
but I'm
yeah.
just saying, you know, visually, is the one right above the other, geographically? Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
You can't do it
You
on the
can't
second
access
floor.
the second floor.
There's no
There is no
bridge.
second.
I understood. I'm asking if you were to do what you want here, are you planning to do the same thing on the second floor where there's a,
No.
the view corridor is very
No,
important?
no,
What do you mean, putting in a
This is a
second
single
floor?
level space.
This is one level space. So we can't put, I mean, the only way
We
we can
can't,
do
we
that is
can't
by,
build across.
we have to
That's
do
what
it
we're asking.
across
We're
the
not
second
gonna-
floor, which we have no
I don't
intent.
understand the question.
No,
My
no.
question?
Yeah.
You're
No, they-
concerned about blocking the second story view, correct?
Well, the second
We've
story
already-
view and
yeah.
the first story view.
We
Yeah.
have no intention of adding or putting anything in between the first and second floor.
I don't think that's
No,
what
no,
he's
that's,
asking.
that's
He's-
not what I'm
That's
asking.
on the
There
I'm
was
sorry.
an issue on, this isn't related, there was an issue on the second floor of putting service there, it would block the view corridor, it would frustrate people from coming in because they would think you have to be a patron of John George to be there. He's concerned the same thing is gonna happen on this other floor, correct?
Thank you.
So,
Yeah.
by your being approved this
Yeah, I
permit,
don't,
is there going to be a situation where somebody who wants to come and enjoy the view corridor, which was negotiated and intended to be protected as part of this whole redevelopment, is that gonna be jeopardized by this?
I just want to, yeah.
Is that,
So,
if this is blocking that
Each-
corridor, there is no corridor on a second floor, because in order to get to the second floor, you have to either walk through John George or their other location, Chang.
and keep
You
in mind
can't
that,
get to the second floor otherwise.
right, each restaurant
It's
has
actually
its own
separate
entrance.
standing
It doesn't emanate from this Pure Village space. So, was that I mean, if,
That's not his
No,
question.
we got up to the second floor, you took us on a circuitous
Right.
path up various stairs. That wasn't through any restaurant.
Because the stairs weren't done yet. Those were fire stairs. The stairs are now in each restaurant, so you can't get up to the second floor at any space without going through, like Mama Fuko, you have to go through their stairs. Malibu is only one floor.
So-
John George is 2 floors. We have to go into his restaurant to get
All right, so if people want to go to the second floor and enjoy the view corridor, they have to go through a private space to get there?
There is no second floor view
There's no
corridor.
view corridor. There's only one view corridor.
Where you put the glass doors, that is a view corridor,
That's,
looking out on the river to the east, right?
Right.
How
There's no
do you get
access to
there?
the second floor unless you're eating at one of those two
but there,
restaurants.
but if you read LPC,
Yeah.
it says anything above 8 feet tall, and anything is 8 feet tall. So that's the view corridor. The view corridor is seen as being a view out and up. It didn't stop us because, as LPC understands, that's not public space. Public in the sense of zoned public space,
Yeah.
like POPs or
Yeah.
the waterfront public access area. It is privately held space that we
Second floor is private.
maintain open.
that's what you saw on the roof and on the river deck, which
Right.
we maintain.
I was having so much trouble.
Yeah,
You have to
there's
go
a
in there to
disconnect
see it to
here.
actually
Yeah.
understand.
You
Is
talk
it me?
about- No, there's two different
I was
things.
the only one that saw.
Did
Oh, you saw it,
Several.
well, Callie, yeah, Callie has seen
Well,
it,
but
so
it's
maybe,
You have to look at it as two houses,
Yeah,
and in between these two houses, one house is John George, one house is
Right.
Mama Fuko, and in between there is a corridor.
right.
There's no second floor corridor, there's no public second floor space,
I stood in it,
prior to it being built.
Yeah.
not
like a
recently.
couple months ago.
Yeah, well, apparently you
Must
can't
have
do
been
that
on the
anymore.
John George restaurant.
Yeah.
I was looking out at the river, John George was on the left, he came out.
it is
We're
blocking.
talking about the
That's
glass
his question.
doors
This
coming
is-
down.
Then the answer
You
is
were
ground
the
level.
ground.
Okay, so
You were standing on
Callie,
the ground.
Callie has seen the space.
Yeah,
She says that that they're seeking the permit for will block public
If you walk
viewing.
through the building, you can't see down, it'll block it somewhat.
That's what we're talking
The rest-
about.
But it's not blocking a second floor, because there isn't.
no,
So let's
this
forget the
isn't,
second
this
floor. He was
isn't,
trying
but
to
there's a second.
compare,
Yeah.
and it got lost. So this application and what is in yellow, if they were to be given this license, will it frustrate the public from the views, which were intended to remain?
If you walk in here and you look that way, you won't see the water anymore. But if you walk here, you still will, and if you stay here, you will. And if you're here, you won't.
So the answer is yes.
Because it's a
The
middle
answer is
school.
yes.
But I don't know that you were supposed to see the water from
No,
here.
you can't see it.
I don't know how well you can see it, or you meant to, it's that.
Well, you have to walk out to the end.
Without this here, I'm assuming you could have walked through to the.
We're actually widening the view.
We're taking down part of the
Taking
building.
down part of the buildings to widen the view.
I don't think it affects the public, so it's.
And it wouldn't, I think part of it, the issue is when the public comes and sees the tables and the service, are they gonna think the entirety is not open to them unless they're a patron? Does it have a,
Well,
does it
that's
have
true, you
a?
have to sit at one of these restaurants to sit here, but you could sit in a public space.
Also remember that there's a perimeter and the river deck,
And plenty of-
unless I'm,
plenty of
yes, that's the
occupancy,
public
plenty of
space.
space on that second one.
And that's, I think, why the city designated it public access area and wonderful public access area. They didn't designate this space, it's in our square footage, it's in our taxes, it's different space, it's not the same as, like you're saying, a pub or a public access area.
If you think of the rectangular building as a
Jeff,
whole.
what the LPC was trying to legislate, we just were there for the doors and this
Right.
was saying not, right? But it's exactly what you were suggesting originally was that you couldn't build a second
Correct.
floor across there. That was the view corridor they're trying to protect,
Right.
not the use of the ground floor area.
So on the second floor, I'm sorry, but let's just stay on the second floor for a bit. Do you think that you can do, that the same rules apply if you wanted to put this type of thing up on that second floor?
Yeah,
You're not,
but not there.
but you could, given what you're saying
You
here.
have to go
You'd have
back,
to go back to city
one, well, you'd have to
planning,
go back to city planning, because you'd have to create
the second
the
floor.
second floor.
I think that's
As
your
a whole-
confusion.
As a whole set of,
There is a floor that all you gotta do is put tables
but
on
again,
it.
they're self-contained within the way they were approved by city planning is they were self-contained within the building you enter. In between, this
So
corridor.
each of the restaurants has a second floor, but those are private spaces, just like this technically could be. So you can get to a second floor through John George, Mama Fuko, the F building, which would take the part down. But the view corridor has no second floor. And we have no intent of putting a second floor in any area that was designated as a view. To answer your question. The view corridor has no second
If
floor.
you look at the plan, the area that's shaded in gray,
Yeah,
the base, that goes all the way up to the bottom of the third floor. There is no second floor in any of that space.
I don't know what I was standing on.
That's
No,
what
yeah,
you-
there's no walking from here to here, through here.
Jeff, you were, when we went out there.
Yeah.
You were standing right here. That's where John
On
George
the
came out
first
to meet
floor?
me. On the first floor.
Not
Right?
on John
This is a-
George's, on the
This is
second
a
floor.
two-level, this is a
All right, so this is
double
where we
height
had the
space.
problem
With
with,
the door.
with the doors,
Correct.
because we didn't want,
You wanted to,
Tables
you were
out
saying
there.
that it was to maintain the view.
right, and you said on the phone that this would be,
As I said, people are still gonna be able to walk through here.
are they gonna be able to sit at these tables without ordering?
That's a question I don't know.
Operationally,
Operationally, this is a private
restaurant.
space.
It is a restaurant.
It's
So
gonna
if
be
you
a-
think of this as a cell,
Once we.
these are just the different restaurants within it.
Right.
The
These
public
have-
can still travel through here, and then orient me where the river deck is. Right here,
The
right.
river deck is here.
The river deck still all maintains open around here.
The 75,000 square feet of waterfront public access is the plaza.
Right, no,
And this
I got
whole
that.
area around and all of here. If you look at the city planning documents, this is
Right.
private.
Okay,
Private,
if it's private.
right? It's, the view corridor
The only thing that
is,
changes
and this, as I said, we just went to city planning on this. The view corridor was to prevent us from building this building to attach to that building.
All right, and the
Across
glass
the
doors
second.
that you just got the permission for are here,
The glass doors are here,
here,
right? The glass doors are, there was one here, there was one
right,
here,
and one over there, okay.
And I heard him say, you pay taxes for this property right here.
I'm sorry?
They pay taxes for this property here.
Well,
where you're
our
seeking
building
for
square
these
footage,
sales.
this is
Yeah.
included in our building square
It's
footage.
not.
Is there any way we can get people to be able to sit there without ordering?
From a liquor license standpoint, you are open to the public, so anyone should be able to come in, but
And the roof.
there's plenty of,
So, what,
We have it on the north porch, the south porch.
Everywhere surrounding this part of the building, there's chairs everywhere,
You know,
right on the north
river
porch,
deck.
you see them?
There's plenty of.
Do you have a picture of
Okay.
this in the present? Because I can pull
yeah,
it
and
up.
there's a rendering, it's not a,
What
oh,
page would
there
it
is
be?
a photo, yeah. If you go to the
Maybe-
last two images,
Liz, you got
one's
thoughts
rendering
on
and
this?
one's a photo. This is like the open, so it shows you through.
Liz, do you have a thought on this?
No, I'm fine with it because
You're
there is
fine.
a lot. There is
It's
a
this
lot of
one.
space.
You can see it's
Yeah.
empty at the top,
All right,
but there's nothing there.
They've got seen the space.
Hmm?
They've got
Yeah.
seen the space.
Okay.
There's a lot of space. I have a couple of questions though about
Sure.
the music situation. So you're gonna have doors open to the surrounding areas.
all right.
I know you're gonna, it's background music only.
Well, no, there's the option to have recorded and DJ and live, but we're restricted by city ordinances to close all that down at 10 p.m. Yeah.
Right, that's fine.
Yeah.
And it says dancing? Yes?
That's just in the event there's a special occasion.
Spontaneous.
No, not like a spontaneous.
Right.
So the
But
music,
I've mentioned this before, the music out on the north porch is very, very loud.
Yeah.
Emanating from, is that bar at the very end, by the river? The
So
city,
we're gonna have to do a
or
stiff
the
sheet
American
on this.
Express bar, or whatever
Yeah,
it
okay.
is.
We're gonna have to do a stiff sheet
The
somehow.
Heineken bar,
It's
yeah.
not.
You've been working on it?
Okay.
That was the
I mean,
summer
it-
establishment.
Okay, it was wonderful.
The other thing I'd say is that those speakers on the north porch are not at that percent where we had on the roof.
We have?
Exactly.
We don't.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
God.
Perfect.
We may never have
Great vibe out
quorum.
there.
windows out on
Speakers inside
south
here
side.
that are-
Perfect.
I'm
Beautiful.
totally
Because, yeah, it was
confused.
just too loud. It's a very nice.
so what about the 10 o'clock? It's a cutoff, you said?
The live music cutoff is 10, and if it's, right, I mean, the amplified sound, yeah.
So live music is a DJ, you have the band.
It's curated, no, inside it can't be, it's background music.
It's
so you can't
curated
hear
or
it.
real?
After 10 p.m.
Once the windows are open,
Just on the deck.
It said after 10.
But by definition, background.
No, but if you look, we've checked everything just to be prudent in case there is like a one-off event that we do. The one thing I wanted to correct though was just more of a typo.
Who's
is-
being Mark?
huh?
Are you being Mark?
Yes,
Are
definitely.
you doing more?
Yeah, I have a stiff sheet, and you guys are all done with your questions.
Because I think it
Unless you
should, if
want-
they have everything checked off, it should definitely say after 10 p.m. it has to be off. You
Right,
know?
that's the stipulation.
Yeah, it should be spelled out.
That's for live amplified, yeah.
Only if the doors
So
are
after
open.
10 p.m.
If the doors are closed, we're not restricted. It's if the doors are open and it's open air, then 10 p.m. The one thing I wanted to point out was just a little typo is
The doors
Sunday.
closed means that it's not heard by the people.
Right, I mean, that's the standard.
Yeah, but not.
I just want to make sure Sunday liquor service doesn't begin until 10 a.m. It's not 8 a.m. Yeah, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
We've got our quorum member is down at another meeting. We're trying to bring him in, otherwise we can't
Who is that?
legally take a
Who?
vote on you.
Who?
Francis is at a.
Oh, yeah, Francis is at training.
Yeah.
She coming?
She's downstairs.
She wasn't planning
Lucian's
on
gonna
it,
try and get him.
Music will be turned down with the open doors, music will
Pop
become
up, she has to
background
wait for
music.
3 hours.
With the doors open,
Yeah, after 10 a.m.
after 10 p.m. it becomes
Amplified
background.
music has to stop
Amplified
after
music
10
stops.
p.m. if the doors are open.
Downstairs, that's the pop-up, not the time, the travel. It's a pop-up.
Chaos.
Okay, let's go through this.
Sure.
Promoted events.
This was one of the easy ones, right?
Yeah.
Cover fee
That only took 30
events.
minutes.
No, you're not, no cover fee, right? No cover fee.
All right. Scheduled performances.
No, not regularly scheduled performances.
When do you plan to close all windows and doors by?
10 o'clock.
What time is your closing windows? Yeah. I mean, in the winter, they won't be open, like, you know, or in inclement weather, but.
Yeah,
They're expanding, I don't know.
yeah, that's what you're doing.
I don't know.
Delivery, hours.
No delivery.
They wanted to expand
delivery?
around the end.
Very confusing.
So,
How
Yeah.
many more individual little places are you planning?
We have one, you're gonna
Doorman
see us again.
security personnel.
There's HHC security
general
throughout the
security.
seaport, yeah. We have one more next month, and then we're gonna come back for Blockhouse next month again, and next month is Mr. Dibbs.
All right, let's
And,
finish this, 'cause
no side, they
What can
can't have
we
a
do?
sidewalk cafe.
If you can stay,
It's
Barb.
Inside a building.
It's
So
inside.
you'd never go outside on the
Oh,
subway?
It's never a DCA, yeah.
Our quorum is here, iPad.
all right.
I have arrived.
How are you?
You missed my confusion.
Your
It's
confusion?
another,
We're not sure who was sitting, who was supposed to be sitting.
no one's sitting there.
good
We had to
questions,
flesh
but
it
a lot
out.
of
We
confusion.
had to hash it out.
All right.
You have the events, right?
HHC has another place. You want to just show
Yeah.
the plan real
We
quick?
can walk you through it.
This is John George up at the pier. You know,
It's a new restaurant.
Yeah, this is where Momo
Well, the
Blue is.
restaurants
This is
are there.
Jean George. This is the middle area between that we're opening
Looking
as
out to the river.
HHC or Pier Village, and it looks out. And there's, I don't know what else you need to know, but this is the menu, and the hours are all the same as the other surrounding areas that we've requested. This is the view.
Right.
Um,
problems?
Only me. I mean, I'm the problem, but it's okay now.
We resolved it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's resolved.
Great.
All right, so can we call the question?
Darryl, are you,
Zero violations from previous establishments.
none,
Zero.
as far as I know.
I think we're good here.
Okay,
right,
we're gonna have
call-
to photograph this.
That's fine. No, we'll get it signed
Okay.
and bring it back.
On soundproofing?
Any
Yes, the soundproofing is written in here.
Quick. Actually,
I gave one.
You're allowed to sit there.
all right,
Members,
Oh, no, here, sure, right.
all right, so all in favor of this one? Anybody counting?
So
Wait,
can you
yeah.
hold your hands up and we'll say your names for the record. So Megan, Pat, Ariana.
Cal?
He's smoking.
Any opposed?
Yes.
All right, abstention is me, probably, just because I'm still confused. So,
7 in favor, 1
So did we-
abstention.
Recuse yourself, or-
One.
yeah, Jim.
I'm waiting for public memo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Public members in favor.
Okay.
That's a yes? Okay. That's it.
7 in favor, 1
So then it must
It's not my
be 6
call.
in favor here, 1 public. member,
85
one-
Broad is on deck.
You're at
Ready from
8?
85
No, we're
Broad?
at 9 now.
Oh, that's fine.
Black Fox Coffee?
Thank you.
Asking if we could do 18 after this one.
Do we have, I don't have the big
You say the
Do we have Assistant Extra?
Well, you know what, Lynn?
Here, take this. We're gonna go by this
Oh,
order.
wait, wait.
One in color and the rest are...
That's
All
what I
right.
expect.
You got-
Okay.
Okay.
I got it.
Can we do 18 after this?
That's fine. Thank you.
Oh,
No.
We can discuss
Okay.
that.
The cap,
I don't care, they asked,
officer.
the answer's no.
So what are we
I'll
doing?
sign it and send you the original like I did last time.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you want to do that before I take the photo?
No, no, go ahead and
Where
take
are
the
you,
photos.
85?
Oh, yeah, sure.
It's like in case,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I were to change it behind your back or something, so you should take the photo.
Jim,
Yeah.
85 Broad?
85 Broad.
Well,
We haven't gotten to.
You have a picture of 85 Broad up there?
LP?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't mind?
Here, it's on the second
South
page,
William and
look.
Pearl?
Goldman Sachs. Old Goldman Sachs building.
Yeah, this is,
We don't know.
with me is Chris, I'm Elke, but
Yep.
this is an application for, it's Black Fox Coffee, that's essentially going to open a restaurant space, it's within the WeWork, so it's on the 30th floor. So it will be open to anybody who's a member of WeWork, any resident tenants of the building, any guests of the building, so it's sort of a semi-public, private, but fully contained up on the 30th floor, no outside space. Essentially, the cafe is opening, right, it's open and operating right now already, but without no alcohol, no liquor license. As a general proposition, it'll be open till 9, but they may occasionally be used for catering and events up in that space, and that's why we added it until midnight, because WeWork, if you're a member of WeWork, you can also rent out that space for a private event, and so that might run later, but as a general matter, their hours of operation are gonna end at 9 o'clock. They're there all day. There's really,
7 days a week?
yeah, well, are you guys,
Monday to Friday.
Monday through Friday,
Does it say Monday to Friday?
but on, again, we added the weekends, because again, that
Yeah.
space can be available, so if somebody wanted to have like a lunch meeting or a dinner meeting on a weekend, they could rent out that space, but again, sort of the general operations are Monday through Friday, closing
Well,
at 9, but there
it
may
doesn't-
occasionally be
that's,
somebody who says they want to do a conference on a Saturday, yeah. Yeah, and then, I know, I realized my office didn't fix the outside page, but they fixed it, they
So
added on the
in
inside.
the questionnaire,
on the
you've got
questionnaire,
Monday to
yeah.
Friday, 12
I
a.m.,
just,
Saturday, Sunday, 12
I think we're
a.m.
okay
Yeah.
right now.
And
again-
possibility of catered events.
yeah,
Okay.
and the weekends will be only for catered events, not on a regular basis.
Well, this is not your entrance, let's use though, right? You go into this one, isn't that the Millennium High School entrance to that same building?
So to the left of that.
It's the brand building.
It is that building to the left, right, you walk,
It's this one just here, yeah.
yeah,
Going
yeah,
those
Okay.
doors.
you go in those doors, you go into the WeWork space, and then it's the 30th floor.
I I'm not familiar with this area, being here from background. What's on the 29th and the 30th?
I mean, WeWork has several of the floors, and it's otherwise all offices, to my knowledge. right?
Everything's an office, and 29,
There's
28.
no residential,
Nothing.
anything.
Across the street, one of it. By definition, background music, you're not gonna be heard outside.
Correct. You would be disturbing a lot of other office tenants
Yeah.
if you were,
Do you have a terrace or anything?
No,
Do you-
no.
no outdoor space.
Okay.
Can we call the question? Are we good?
I guess, let's let Darren.
security at the, in the building?
Keep asking questions, I can get some stuff.
And the building's a Class A, so it's full 24-hour security.
Thank you.
All right, so
They're
few
on?
questions for the
You
stipulation
got it, yeah,
sheet.
just form.
Soundproofing, NA, I imagine.
Yeah, NA.
Okay.
I mean, I assume that when they built out the space, that it's,
Yeah. but-
Promoted events,
I didn't know that. We
No.
didn't know.
No. Cover fee events,
No.
scheduled performances.
Just,
You can't open the windows on the 30th floor, I imagine, so that's
No.
NA. Delivery of supplies, when will that occur?
to the, what time or
Yeah, what
where?
time of day would that?
7 a.m.
7 a.m.
it's a good question, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, everything is.
Doorman security, is that just a general
Yeah.
building?
Because he wants it his
Building,
way.
building security.
He wants it his way.
There's a lot of people out there waiting. For 18 million.
For 18
We
weeks.
only got 6, 13.
Not gonna apply for a sidewalk.
There's no-
Yeah.
It's hard to find a sidewalk on the 30th floor.
Yeah, there's a
Well, let's at
reason.
least finish this
Zero
one.
violations, some of your other location hasn't had any.
Yeah, the other location doesn't have a liquor license.
Can we finish this one? Because
Is there anything else?
We got,
Is there anything else we wanna?
I don't think so. You got all that.
Number 14 in here?
Just say no terrace. We're right in, like, no terraces.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
where's
I think we have to argue and mark that.
All right, I think we can take a vote on this.
Yeah.
All in favor?
So,
1, 2, 3,
You
4,
don't get to vote.
5,
You can
6,
raise your
7.
hand.
I think Liz is in favor.
7 in favor?
Oh, yeah, Liz, put Liz down. So that's 8 in favor,
8 in favor.
nobody opposed. Public members in favor, 1. So
Okay.
8
One.
and 1.
So 130 West Broadway is next. It'll be
And-
followed by 229 Front, if you want to get ready.
We have to give you, we have to take a photo, give you that,
Yeah.
and you'll hopefully
We'll get it back to
get
you.
it back to us. Okay.
Can they go over there and we start with the next one?
Pardon?
You need to take your picture.
Yeah, yeah, we're on the next one. This is distributing to you right this very second, Matt.
Yeah.
Just wanna get rid of them.
Sorry, it's your hair. Yeah, I just wanna-
Well,
Oh, you can mark it.
yeah, I'll put, well, this- Chris is the manager, so I'll put Daniel Murphy.
You have it?
Oh,
So
so
they
this
have
is
to carry
sushi,
one.
okay.
Traveling too.
Okay, this,
So he'll be
my name is Robert Romano. I'm the attorney.
Is this is a transfer? So
This
an
is-
open, a new,
Other than the ownership, literally nothing will change. This is a sale to a foreign business, a
Right.
Japanese-owned entity.
right.
We are applying for a new license under a new entity, but management will stay the same, employees will stay the same, we're hoping the customers will stay the same. There literally will be zero changes to any of the operation, method of operation.
Right.
Or the premise.
All right, and our resolution that you've been following, whatever, that stays the same. Whatever it is.
Exactly, we want it to be seamless and unchanged.
All right.
So
I have one
Um,
pre-filled.
So what does
Yeah.
that mean, a Japanese corporation?
Thank you.
Are you
Well,
not stateside?
there is
It's a Japanese restaurant.
There is,
Sushi.
there obviously is a local,
Use that
it's
as
a,
a-
that would be the umbrella as the parent.
This is one, this is 130 West Broadway.
But there is a New York State
Yeah.
corporation that's filed
Yeah.
for the license and signing the lease and assuming all the responsibilities.
Is this a foreign, this would be a foreign-owned restaurant, ownership?
The
Just yes or
It
no?
is, well, it's not a yes or no answer. I was having like somebody recently in Washington.
So in New York.
But it's, yeah, go ahead. It's a New York State, it's a New York State corporation that owns it. The corporation is owned by a Japanese holding company.
And there's a sidewalk cafe?
Yeah.
Yes, but
There
there's
is,
a,
yeah.
Right down the street from me.
Yeah.
and
In the summertime, they put tables and chairs.
this was one of 4 restaurants that we're doing this with, and at least in the other, 2 of the other community boards that I've been before, people spoke outwardly about how wonderful an operation they
Very
had.
low key.
Very, very low. And they have very limited hours, as you can see.
It's on the block of Edwards?
So closed on Sundays?
Yeah, down from
Okay.
Edwards. It's on the corner of Dwayne.
Yeah, the place as it exists now is
Two
great,
doors down, I
so.
think, from
So we
Edwards.
had someone here that,
It's a very,
last month we had someone, same location,
Yeah,
similar location.
Next door or
I hope
something.
not.
Or, yeah, around
Restaurant?
Odeon. I remember
No,
seeing that.
yeah,
That's
it was
Max's.
right next to.
Max's is
I think it's
taking
next door
over
to
Great
Gary.
truck
2
zone.
doors down, I think.
Okay.
right, this is the entire building. It's a small building. They have
Yeah.
the entire building.
I
used to be-
I don't have a problem with this.
Which building is it though? Is it the
130.
white building
It's
or
one
is
I-
it the brown
it's the
building?
white.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the one that used to be, what's his name?
It's the
But
corner?
Boulay on
It's-
top.
Yeah, it's the corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, it's the white building.
It's been many things.
Yeah. It was good when it was.
But there's
Yeah,
no-
I'm trying.
No
Yeah.
issues with.
Nobody's got a
Right.
question, okay.
No.
No.
All in favor?
Move the
Well,
question.
my stipulates
Oh,
question.
sorry, yeah.
No promoted events?
No, no,
Cover fee events?
no.
Scheduled performances?
No.
All right, keep going here. Windows, you open or close the
Did we
windows?
have a reso, folder? Oh, here it is.
Yeah,
They're closed. I
They're
mean,
gonna be closed.
Do they open?
Delivery.
I do believe they do open. Yes, they do,
2012.
but it's, that was, that's
Well,
not the
downstairs
restaurant. I mean, that's a building, but it's, that must be an open.
No, this is old.
Right, right.
That's a previous one.
Yeah, I just changed it so you could see it.
Right,
There's a truck
right.
in the way.
Yeah, no, their doors, when I had been there several times, all windows were closed. And,
Delivery of supplies, when will that occur?
Earlier hours,
they,
they're open.
as they are now, which I believe are.
This reso was for
Early morning?
2 a.m.
No,
The rest was 12.
Doorman or security?
No, as a matter of fact, the manager they have now has been there 5 years. It's anticipated he'll remain. They weren't even pleased about putting posters up. They didn't even want the staff to.
You will apply for a sidewalk cafe eventually?
And we will not serve alcohol on the outside until obviously
Sure, maybe
the
just
cafe
for lunch,
permit
that's
is.
it.
In case we don't get it immediately, they're not going to use it.
Any violations?
None.
Okay.
Your hours, Monday to Friday, it says 12 noon to 2:15 p.m.
They are, and I
Just for lunch.
got there at 2:15 when, and I was hoping I would get lunch, could not get lunch.
All right, so we were wondering if that could be a.m., but. okay.
No, those
That's
are the lunch
And then they
hours.
close for several hours and do
Yeah,
dinner from 5 to
okay.
10:45.
I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, technically, the business is ongoing between those hours.
Yeah.
When will the
Okay.
doors close in the nice weather? When you have
Who
the,
else?
The latest, what was it, 10:15, I believe, 10:45.
Why are we short-handed?
Probably should.
Thanks, that was quite helpful, actually.
It looks like there's more people around the table.
soundproofing?
It's existing. This is a very low-key restaurant.
We've had no.
I know I put background music there, I'm not even sure if they have that.
I don't think so.
I don't recall
actually.
even hearing it.
Yeah. Take a vote, all right. All in favor of this? And that's 8.
Are you in favor, Gary?
Yes, is that right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Everybody here? Okay. Nope, anybody opposed? No. Public member? Thank you. In
Public
favor?
member in favor? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're gonna need a,
Yes.
229 front.
Oh, you're skipping around?
no,
We're using
it's
this.
Well, that's the old one.
here. Here.
I think I have it, right?
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so where are
You
we?
may not have the second page though.
No, okay. Oops, sorry.
Good
Hiya.
evening, Chair. My name is Alex Spino, I'm the attorney for Hopkins Hawley Llc. We're looking to open up Hopkins and Hawley, which is a new full-service, first-class seafood restaurant located on Front Street. We're really trying to do, kind of give a feel of an old-time grocery store there, while serving food at all hours that we're going to be open. I'm here with Bianca TV, who's the applicant. Is that a grocery store?
We took a picture.
It's a restaurant, but
we already know
historically,
we need a
store.
We need a grocery store.
We need grocery.
well, one of the concepts that we were talking about was having, like, some of the items that are on our menu, like tomatoes, that we're gonna use for sauce, things like that, having like that in showcases. It's a very small space, it's 1,800 square feet, so we don't have storage downstairs, so we're thinking of, like, making that kind of a central focus of, the space. That would draw people in, people that are in the neighborhood, if they want to stop by, get some olive oil, some, tomatoes, things like that, they might be able to get that there. And so that's like something that will bring something good to the neighborhood. Historically, the building was used as a grocery store. Hopkins and Hawley were the two guys that ran it. Gilbert Hopkins was the Major General of the Artillery and the Alderman of the 10th Ward back in the 1800s. They're both listed in the Almanacs of Wealthy Citizens of New York in the 1800s. So we wanted to kind of recreate that feel. The picture you see on the front is a historical, like, 1900 style grocery store, and that's kind of what we're going for. Bianca TV is the applicant. He's also an attorney, but becoming a restaurateur. And what we really want to do is make like a destination restaurant for Manhattan. Bring people from out of the community there, but also serve the community and be like a location that people in the neighborhood come to. So that's really our plan. We do have Rick Carmack, who is the dean of
Institute of Culinary Education over there near Battery Park City. He was also founding member of Fatty Crew and Fatty Crab Restaurants. He's my lead consultant for closing on this project.
So he's working, consulting on the menu, the operations, everything like that. We're going to do a full renovation. The previous establishment was a front, keg number 2229?
Keg 229, it was a bar?
Yeah, it was a bar. We're not going for that. We're going for a full service restaurant. The windows do not open, so they won't be open. No side. We're not going for a sidewalk right now. It's a very narrow strip. All the music will be background music. We got petitions from the neighbors, signing in support of it. There's one upstairs neighbor. They signed the petition. They're welcoming us there. So you can kind of see when you flip through our application all the things that we did to try and alert the community that we're coming, and we've gotten great feedback so far.
There's only one upstairs neighbor? Is that...
So far. There's two apartments, one's vacant.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2 units on
Yeah,
that.
one's vacant, but the direct upstairs neighbor, they signed a petition and they're welcoming us there.
Yeah, you have a number of names here, I saw. Questions?
No, we like it.
You like it? Callie? You know that?
I'm going to recuse on all. I can't.
You know,
Full disclosure, that was my space. Kept just putting it
Oh, okay, well, we hope to.
Oh, that was your space, okay. Actually, I don't think this was at the conflict of interest thing, you don't have to recuse, but,
No, I think I did.
not yet, but if you want to,
I
yeah.
100% have.
You do?
If she
Okay.
recuses, do we still have a quorum?
No.
No, we still have more.
Yeah, no, we do, because that
Yeah.
subtracts from the complicated math, yeah.
Oh, because she's still voting. She's just, her vote is a recusal, right?
Yeah, she's present.
Darren, what do you need?
Okay, yeah, some questions for Darren.
I also want a space across
No
the street.
dancing, background music,
That's
no
my
live
main
music at this
Yeah.
time,
No live
no
music.
sidewalk
And you
cafe.
know that background music means it can't be heard outside or by
Absolutely,
neighbors.
and our windows do not open, they're not
Okay.
operable, so
Okay.
they won't be open.
Right.
Or upstairs,
Yep.
Promoted
Understand that.
events? Yes or no?
Excuse me?
Promoted events?
No promoted, no.
Okay. Cover fee events?
No charge.
And scheduled performance?
No.
Okay. But when will your deliveries occur? What time of day?
During daytime hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like morning?
Yeah, we'll be trying to schedule them for mornings.
Doorman security?
None planned at this time. It's going to be a restaurant. If we do need it down the road, we are open to hiring as needed, as we put in the application.
Excuse me. Any violations from previous establishments?
No, none.
Can you give me a second page of that?
All right. That's all right. I got to mention it.
Yeah, sure. This is done?
Operation down here, because they're
Sure.
different.
Yeah, okay.
And there's no way to organize everybody to get deliveries.
What, the fight?
I'm on Main Street.
Delivering 214, I think.
The applicant should have talked.
215.
So that can only be
Good
good or,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I really think it's a bad idea.
Okay, all right, no problem.
You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have existing soundproofing?
No, nice.
We're not sure what's there, we're doing a full renovation, if we do need to put it in, we're doing fiberglass dampening in the ceiling as needed. We're not sure exactly what's there now, but we're willing to put it in.
Okay.
So we put fiberglass dampening in the ceiling as needed is what we put on the application.
Install fiberglass and what?
What did you say, fiberglass dampening?
Dampening material?
Yeah,
Dampening?
fiberglass dampening material as needed in ceiling.
Or sand, was yours the one that said or sand or something?
Megan, who's next?
Whatever, I'm sorry.
Frenchette
Don't
is on
answer.
deck here. Frenchette?
Okay. Anything else? Okay.
How many more days?
Then 88 battery, and then then 18 Williams, and then 151 Mandarin.
Are you gonna have to leave? Is that what you're looking for?
Not at all.
Okay.
We can't.
This was put together with forethought, believe me.
I'm not complaining.
Okay.
Who's this?
They excused themselves from it.
Really? Who did? Daron and,
Can I actually excuse, I'm recusing.
yeah,
recused, so you can
yeah,
go.
I'll be right.
All right. Can I just say something?
yeah.
I just want to praise the presentation for your historical interest in keeping, recognizing the historical value of the neighborhood, and also by presenting the names of the people who support it, because we should have more of that.
He's
People come before us. So
Yeah,
thank you
I'm taking a picture of it.
for those
Oh,
two
okay.
Did we
Well,
take a
we
vote
hope
on
you're
this?
all
I don't think we
so
did
see you guys all there.
I didn't record the vote on it.
So
things. Those are two
what did Daron lead to?
Thank you very much.
He
I
had
just
to leave
moved to the neighborhood community. I love it to see Ports. I'm
Jeff,
a couple
I might
blocks
have to
away
bother
from
you
here.
because my
Yes.
phone is.
Consider
Oh,
my
yeah.
community as
Exactly.
well, and I'm really happy to bring something.
Well, I ended up leaving Tribeca to go to the sequel to find some authenticity, because Tribeca has lost it completely. It's really sad.
It's coming up
It's really
here, yeah.
sad. They like to get
Can we vote?
Well, we lost Daron for a few minutes.
You know about the state Tribeca, soon they won't matter anymore.
This room
They've
doesn't
been
look.
looking at it.
Who you telling? Look at where I live. 41 years ago, we never talked this. Oh, we
We're almost there.
I don't know. Okay, can we go?
Okay,
Okay.
all in favor? Anybody opposed? Public member, oh, I'm sorry. Recusals, 1. Public member in favor, okay. 711?
Yep.
Okay, and have you got the photo taken care of?
Yes, that's on your phone.
So you'll have to, you understand this, you'll have to get us back a notarized.
notarized.
Yeah, sign and notarize them.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you all for your
Thank you.
support.
All right.
Look forward to see you there in the fall.
Good luck.
Good luck, we'll look forward to it. Okay, and we are up to
Frenchette.
Frenchette.
We can't get in.
French hot located.
Oh, that's West Broadway.
241.
This is, they exist already. This is a cafe, sidewalk cafe, right?
Yes.
Your neighbor's house? That one?
Oh, you
Walker Ranch.
So is this next, this is by Walker?
Method of operation change.
Is
Where,
it,
where'd you say this
It's
is?
across the
It's-
street, no, it's
From
not
Walker's?
next to Walker's. It's
Across the
across,
street.
and I think a little bit
no,
further
it's
north.
on West Broadway. Walker's is on,
I think they are,
Yeah, they are in White
yeah.
Walker. We're in North Side
White
Walker.
Walker. What? White and Warren is the company I work for. I work for White and Warren.
What are the streets,
Seven tables,
what are
14
streets
chairs.
there between?
White and Warren.
Between White and Walker.
Oh,
You have a picture up
And
there?
then North Warren sort of runs right into
Yeah, we're,
okay,
White Walker LLC.
all right.
The White Walker.
It's half Game of Thrones,
Fucking
half
bad.
where we have
Okay,
This is 241 West.
so go ahead. Why don't you educate us?
So last time we came before you, we were building a place and
Yeah.
we got open and you mentioned the Sidewalk Cafe and you said be open a little while and then come back. So we've been open a little while and now we're back.
Okay, all right.
We,
we opened in April.
it's been almost a year, yeah, it's 10 months.
Okay,
And,
and
there was the place that was there previously had a Sidewalk Cafe, but we've, it's a little different, sort of
They used to have bowling.
configuration, but
Bring that back.
there's a
People have
drawing
asked
in the
about
back
it.
of the packet.
Seriously, very big.
It's saying that
That was a
brown
big deal.
Yeah, I think it's this one.
That's an old.
That's an old, that's when we were constructing, but yeah, we have some up-to-date photos in the packet that we handed out.
so,
That is us in the Google camera there.
wait, the sidewalk,
That's all of us, yeah.
Look at the best.
Sidewalk cafe application.
where is the
Finally get to go
plan?
inside.
It's very small, unfortunately, but it's right before there.
Here's,
Yeah, step sheet.
yeah, it's this one right here.
Oh, yeah, it's
Okay.
a sidewalk cafe, right?
So it's,
It's small. I mean,
I walk home
the
every
picture
night,
is
I go
small.
past.
All right.
we have one larger copy.
Can you
Yeah, sure.
bring that out?
Although I don't-
This one?
So the old folks can't.
Can't get in.
No, we're talking about a sidewalk cafe.
Trying to get a drink, and you
Get in,
can't
it's
get in.
noisy.
It's not a bigger
We
piece
need
of
the
paper,
plan,
that's
yeah.
about it.
We need to open our own
No,
place to open.
it's
How many
about the
square
same.
feet stay open? Like, where do you end and how far to the curb? For people to pass through?
Yeah, all that information should be there.
Seven tables.
It was drawn to
14
code, you know,
chairs.
it's,
It's percent code, it's a double wide sidewalk as well. There was an existing sidewalk cafe there before that had 20, I believe that original license had 24 seats on it.
And you're saying within the footprint?
yes,
Of the
We're
prior?
actually shrunk the footprint because the previous tenant was not to code. So
Now we have another,
created 2 fire egresses there where there was only 1 prior.
Uh-huh.
So, which shrinks our footprint down to 14 comfortable seats.
yeah.
Okay.
Anybody have any problems with this one?
Yeah, the previous place did take over a lot more space.
They
And
kind of
and there
encroached on
weren't
the
really
building.
any problems with it anyway. But
No, it's
in that location, everybody's seen this, right, where it is? Okay. This is where they used to, hi Karen, used to have the Bulls on, yeah, okay. On Bastille Day?
Yes.
All right.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, drink back.
Yeah, well,
Totally we will.
people miss
It'll be
that.
fun, yeah, it's
We
fun.
love that. That was
All right.
Darren, do you need anything for the
No,
question?
for Sidewalk Cafe, right?
I don't think there's no stip or anything.
Call the
Okay.
question.
And so there was a sidewalk cafe there
And this
before.
is smaller
No.
than the previous.
All right,
They
so
went up the street.
I mean, it's a wide sidewalk.
it's 8,
Another room has a few.
no, I'm sorry, it's 7 tables,
A lot easier to get a drink.
14 chairs, 7 tables.
7 tables, 14
Remember,
chairs.
Yeah, a lot more
closing
tables,
stores
so-
and like-
And what hours is the cafe?
So what we're asking for 11 p.m.
11 and
Sunday
12.
through Thursday, and then 12 a.m. Friday and Saturday, only because we find that the dining takes a little while with people. So if you sit someone at 9 o'clock, a lot of times it takes 2.5.
Those are
3 hours.
those are residential above you, right?
Yes, residential, correct.
Till what?
Midnight on the weekends, 11 p.m.
So
during the
Megan,
week.
those
That's
I
ended.
don't like
those floors above the sidewalk cafe, there's people there. It's a residential building.
Yeah, I would rather.
So they're gonna be outside, eating.
Did you talk to those people, or,
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those people are on the signatures.
okay,
Some of those.
What about
We have, well, we didn't see all, but we haven't had one complaint from the building since we've
If they haven't had
opened
one-
during
But you haven't been
operations.
outside
You
yet.
haven't been outside. I think it's.
Correct,
late.
but as I said, you know, we have a lot of support within the building. There was one there previously, which didn't have an issue, so,
How many residents are in the building?
Well, and there's a residential building next to it too.
And so that
there
they
are 5
also,
floors, and each floor is one apartment, I believe, and most of the bedrooms are in the back.
and they
the
all
building.
signed, they all approved?
I believe, I'm not, I can't say all, but I know we have some.
When's your last meal? When do you serve your last meal?
We don't take reservations past 11 o'clock.
Past 11. So
Yeah.
why-
10:30
My last
is our-
reservation is 10:30, but
So why don't you close the tables outside for like 10?
I just want to point, I'm sorry.
Good. No,
Was
go
your
ahead.
question answered?
I was just saying, I don't see why that you have the outside that late if it's not serving that.
Outside wouldn't go beyond our current hours of operation.
I just want to point out,
Midnight.
Well, no, because if you sit at 10 o'clock, our diners tend to take 2.5 hours to eat because they order several courses and so forth. So it's not that we're going to seat up until that time. It's just we're going to have to ask people to get up.
Are you saying
Well, that's-
theoretically there could be people sitting outside talking at midnight?
Yeah,
I think that's too late.
That sounds too.
and dishes, clanging, and everything else.
and
I just think it's too late.
for the record, something that really bothers me, these addresses, West 29th Street, 81 Irving
They have
Place,
nothing to do
Avenue
with
A, Park Avenue, 17th Street. I mean, it's disingenuous to
They have
include
nothing to
those
do with down
in the
here.
questionnaire, and I don't,
No,
it's not honest.
Why would you have those people sign that?
Irving Place, it's uptown.
I mean, there were some local people, I looked at some local, I'm trying to look at somebody from
Sixth
my
Avenue.
generation that I couldn't find anybody, but I just think for the beginning, I would like to see that
Mhm.
the hours
late.
reduced, so it's too late.
I don't want anybody eating outside my window at 12 o'clock. And that doesn't
And
mean
laughing,
that doesn't
and
mean they're
talking,
leaving at
and
12 o'clock.
smoking.
Yeah.
Well,
All
we're
right,
not
so
gonna-
I think that's
there's no
pretty much
smoking.
it.
It's
There's
outside,
another
why can't
thing,
they
there
smoke?
will be an awning over the top, which
70
will
Pine
also
Street.
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
you know, and we're fine with
I
11
think-
o'clock, if that's what you.
I think 11, 10 and 11 then, is that,
Yeah.
you had 11 and 12, so
Yeah.
Or we
10 and
go
11.
all the way through.
Yeah, they have-
70 Pine Street.
do we,
7th Street.
what's the feeling about 11 o'clock 7 days, or they are asking for 11 and 12, do we want 10 and 11, or
What
11
day
and
of the
7
week?
days?
What day?
I mean, inside or outside, what are we talking?
Monday,
We're talking about the
Friday and
cafe
Saturday
hours,
are till
serving.
12 o'clock at night.
Say it again?
Friday and Saturday are until midnight.
Yeah.
That's inside.
Sunday
No,
through
that's outside.
Thursday are
Uh,
11
I
p.m.
think it would be a resolution.
I would do 10
So I'll
Yeah.
put
before
whatever
the
we get
weekend and do 11 on the
Yeah.
weekend.
from here on a resolution. Okay. This is
So-
41.
So my question was,
No, but first of all,
committee,
That's what we're talking about, right?
committee, what's,
Only-
we're trying to
We're
figure out the
talking
hours?
about
Yes, we're trying to figure out the
All right,
hours.
and what's the sense?
But we don't have,
Do we want them earlier than?
10 and 11?
10 and 11.
Okay,
well, I feel
And
the residents didn't
come
show up
back
to say
after a
anything.
season of this,
Absolutely.
and let's see what happens?
Fair enough.
That's
Okay,
fine.
all right. Because
Still
you'll,
watching.
step by
Keep
step,
watching.
you'll get there.
That's
Okay.
I'm not.
Is it 10 a.m.
You're in
to
Ohio.
11 p.m. or?
Until 1 o'clock.
All right, what they had was 10 a.m. to
Where are
11,
you?
so it would be
Where are you?
Sunday through
Friday.
Thursday,
Sunday to Thursday.
10 a.m. to 10 p.m., and then Friday, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
So Friday, Saturday.
11 p.m., sorry.
I mean,
An hour, that's good. What's the difference?
yeah, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Okay.
All right,
So exactly what's.
I don't know that we need to,
And we had very, you know.
That's fine.
for sidewalk, just record the number of tables and seats
That guy's a nice.
Which is in here.
in there, yeah.
So the wires got crossed with
a
our.
good many of them are not.
A lot of them. 17th Street, Pine Street, Albany Avenue, 27th Street.
I mean, I plan to abstain for that reason. I just don't like
You
when
don't have to
these
abstain.
petitions and signatures.
No, I
you know,
agree.
So I won't vote in favor, but I'll abstain. Lucian said it's discretionary with the board whether to, you know, it's not something that's required.
But it really should be.
Well, but no, but
affected by
these
it.
are, it's not a requirement, but it's something that we take, anything we take into consideration that comes here.
Wait, what's not?
When somebody hands in a sloppy thing, we take that into
It should be
consideration.
local, it should be local.
People who will be
There should be
affected
people
by
from
it.
those two buildings.
Right, okay.
should be people that live in the neighborhood, because they're the ones.
Was there
that are
anybody from that
affected.
address on here?
Anybody can stand on the street.
There are people from that general area.
No, that address, people living in that building.
I don't know.
What's the address?
What's the address? It's 2,
510.
What is it?
241 West. There was, I saw one.
well, are there on West Broadway?
241 West Broadway.
What about the
There's
adjoining?
there's a John Connolly, I don't know him.
And the adjoining building, there's residents.
Which is probably.
Look, we want the hours.
Put the postings in it?
Yes,
The
it's in the
notice?
back of the package.
Yeah.
I saw someone,
Yeah.
a couple of North Carolina.
Any rate, the hours are set as far as we're concerned.
Nobody even from the
So,
building.
enough arguing or discussion. Okay? So, we're talking about 10
And 10 outside.
10 p.m. Yeah, this is all about the cafe, right? They already have the license for inside. So 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday. Okay? All in favor? Which is 8? No, 7. Okay. Anybody opposed? Abstention? 1. Public member? All in favor? Oh, we have 2 now. Right,
Karen's here,
okay. So we're just going to do a resolution for this. We don't need a stiff sheet, I don't think.
Thanks.
This is the
Take
DCA?
this side for me.
Yeah.
This is DCA only, right? Not a modification from liquor license? This is not a 30,
this is
we
a
can
good,
get
are
30
you,
notice for this, right?
this is for the sidewalk cafe. You're not applying to the liquor to the SLA yet, right? There's 2 separate things. You're applying for the sidewalk cafe.
This is just for the sidewalk.
That's DCA. You have to come back for the liquor.
So there's no stiff sheet for this.
And what we've been doing generally is saying right now that when you come back for liquor, we're not gonna argue again. Okay, but you have to at least file with us something.
That's fine. Although the notice does say liquor license application, but.
But does
Well,
it
but obviously, you have to go to DCA first before you can get the,
exactly.
it's either a change in method or an alteration, I'm not sure which.
Yep.
All right.
Great. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
Noted,
Okay.
noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
We didn't do a stipend of the first one, 53 Stone. We just. we didn't
No,
vote on it
that's,
either, right?
he already has his license, he was just appearing sort of to let us know.
88 battery place?
Okay.
Oh,
To the pedestrian, just don't shoot.
Wait, too many things.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
88
a big
battery.
deal. Okay, so I'm gonna ask anybody, please, for everyone's sake, if you
What are you
aren't
here
here
for?
to hear 88 battery, please consider not being here, because we're gonna move in a lot of people who have a lot of interest. It's not required for you to leave, but it would open up space for people who...
You want the roof, right? It's not gonna be quick. It's not gonna be quick. Yeah, sorry.
No, that's all right.
Okay.
Who's on deck?
Right now is 88 Battery Place,
Then 18 William.
then 18 William.
Why is 88 batteries? Why is it?
They're coming back, that's Watanabe, then, yeah. Okay.
Why are they coming?
Huh? Yeah. Max, I was close. What did I say? 6:45 to 7?
7:45 to 7, yeah, which I took to be.
I didn't want you to. Yeah.
The lawyer did give us this stipulation.
Yeah,
Is that not?
No, we don't need this. You've got your, this is for the license.
So we come back at a
Yeah.
future meeting and
Yeah,
change
when,
the whole of the license.
yeah, I think you'll probably have to, Max, yes?
You gotta do a 30-day notice to extend your liquor license. All you did here was for your sidewalk cafe.
Can
So you
can they apply before he gets the DCA?
Yes, you can. You can. You should go to the liquor authority's website and get a 30-day notice and notify them that you're extending your liquor license to
Thanks so much.
That is a long one.
Yeah, give me my card too.
Well, I can't be part of that. I can't be part of that. Did I answer whatever question you had?
Yeah, I know.
Swimming.
That's fine.
All right.
I just need to make sure that we need any paperwork for that first one.
All right. And
You took a picture of the last one.
I didn't take a picture.
I mean, I took it,
Yeah.
but it's on your phone. Sorry.
Okay.
I don't know why my phone
It'll
is...
shut off now and then, so.
Yeah, my phone actually is doing that same thing. I don't know why.
Well, it's supposed to shut off every few minutes, so.
Okay.
Everyone's here for 88, where's the sign in? Okay, yeah. Sign in.
Yeah.
Yeah. May the Cali sign? Ask all of them to sign.
I'm not sure which is Jim. I think it's the gray hair. No, it's that guy's name.
At the bottom, yeah.
With,
Here's as much
with
as we
respect
have.
to 88 Battery, it seems there may be a lot of people that want to talk. Jim, we'll give you a little bit more time, but others, we're going to limit it to 2 minutes to try to move it along, okay?
Also, if you have to say the same thing, can you just have
Yeah.
someone say it for you instead of everybody saying
Well,
the
Jim,
same thing?
you represent a condo board, right?
Do not repeat.
Okay.
Jim, will you be able to sum up most of the thing? We'll let everybody's talk, but in your time, can you sum up the major things, or is there somebody else?
50 people out there.
All right, and would everyone
Okay.
sign in, please?
Stick sheet of this. I didn't give you one? And I can,
All right, this came to us last month. This is Watanabe, and the neighbors and the applicant were going to review, I hoped, together. Okay, why don't you start us off, Max?
Yes, thank you. Good evening, CV1. My name is Max Bookman. I am an attorney. With me is Ziming Sheng and Lynn Chook, the owner and manager of Watanabe, which will be a new high-end Japanese restaurant at 88 Battery Place in Battery Park City. For those of you who weren't here last month or don't remember, I just want to run through the basics of the application. This is a high-end Japanese restaurant. If you, oh, did we hand out the renderings?
Yes, I'm getting them right now. Just
All right, sorry. We all, in addition to these packets, we also did some renderings. I'm just passing them around. I'm sorry. Thank you. There's our petition signatures in the back, are some renderings. Gives you a sense of the kind of place it is. Also, in the packet, we've given you a menu to get a sense of the type of place that this is. Very low impact in terms of liquor licenses on the neighborhood. This is entirely indoors, no outdoor space, recorded background music only, no DJs, no dancing, no live music, none of that. Very small space, 1,200 square feet for customers, average about 50 tables we can get in there. Oh, sorry, yeah, yes, around 50 seats, not tables. 11 to 11. We are open 11 to 11, 7 days a week. So there'll be a lunch service as well as a dinner service closing at 11. Those are the basics of the application. Two new things I wanted to add was, as the chair mentioned, we were here last month. There were some members of the community who came out in opposition last month. I don't speak for them, they'll speak for themselves, but for those of you who recall, the tenor of the opposition was it was all a little too soon. They wanted to learn a little bit more about the concept, and so we decided to voluntarily put this over for a month in hopes of being able to meet with the neighbors and give them a sense of our concept. We did reach out to everyone who was at the meeting. I gave cards at the end of the meeting, and we sent emails to not only the condo board presidents of the building that we're in, as well as the surrounding buildings. Unfortunately, we did not really get any response. We wanted to meet them and answer their questions, but there was no response, so that was a little confusing,
I
yes.
see that you addressed the air, there was some concerns about the air quality.
Yes, you remember.
And I see
Yeah, so I did. So thank you. I wanted to mention that there was a question about venting and how that would work. We got you some answers on that. It's in your packet. They're installing a state-of-the-art, New York City code compliant odor eater. Essentially, they have a letter from their engineer who explains how that works. It's a little bit in engineering talk, but basically, all that comes out of it is odorless, warm air.
Were the tenants, did it meet with approval by the tenants?
We did not have a chance to meet with the tenants.
Oh, so that's what you were saying?
That's what I was trying to say.
You didn't meet with the management or the tenants?
We tried. I have the emails to show it.
The emails are in here?
No, I have them. We tried, but we did not get answers. to our emails asking to meet. Here's our emails. We reached out to a lot of folks. I also gave my cards out to everyone who was at this meeting, and I didn't get a single call, which I find a little confusing. The other just new piece of information I want to give you folks, which I did not have available last month, is in the month that has passed, I had a survey conducted by a professional surveyor to address questions about both the 200-foot law and the 500-foot law. There was some mention made about our proximity to a school. The report of the professional surveyor is in there. We are not within 200 feet of any school that is relevant for purposes of the 200-foot law. But more importantly is the 500-foot law, and I want to underscore this. We are not within 500 feet of 3 or more establishments that have a full liquor license. And that's rare, especially in this community board, at least in the past 10 years or so. And so just to underscore the import of that is that because we're not subject to the 500-foot law, the Liquor Authority is going to treat this as an as-of-right application, similar to a beer and wine application. There's no community outreach requirement, and there's no 500-foot hearing at the Liquor Authority. With all that said, I've spoken with my client, and they nevertheless want
Not
to...
as of right.
Not, well, maybe not as far as of right, but almost as of right. I mean,
still have to prove that we would have to prove
that it's not in the public interest. You're right.
As opposed to the other way around.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely right.
All right.
And the reason I said as of right, because in my experience, I mean, there will be a restaurant here with a liquor license. The only question in the Liquor Authority's view will be, what conditions we put on it. So I spoke with my client. They are willing to execute stipulations confirming the method of operation that they've proposed, which is 11 to 11, nothing outdoors, all indoors. I think it's a very low impact application. I'm sure there'll be questions. We're happy to answer
But
them.
it is fair to say that the reason there is nobody within 500 feet of you is because they've previously maintained the fabric of the neighborhood, which is what they're upset about now.
Perhaps.
Right?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's the reason why.
Well, I mean, there are none because they didn't allow any before.
Well, I don't think that's how it is. I mean, I don't really see it that way. But.
Well, whichever, it is that way now. That's, yeah.
I want to find out why the residents didn't meet with them.
Well, let's, are you?
Yeah, we're ready to answer questions and hear from others.
Do you want to summarize some of the complaints?
I'd rather they do it. Just let me, hang on a second, Max.
Hold off on the step at the end. Step sheet stuff at the end.
Oh, stip, yeah, we're not near the stip sheet yet.
Yeah, it's going to be.
So were there any other, all right, you didn't get to meet with anybody.
We post, by the way, postings have been up since January 22nd.
You want to see the emails?
I have more.
No, I believe it.
If anyone else wants to see.
I just want to know why they didn't meet with you.
Well, we're about to find out.
Did they answer in the emails at all?
It's going to be
done. Even if you didn't get a chance to meet, did you get answers
Ms.
to emails?
Cuccia, who was a member of this community board.
Justine,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Who was here last time. She, after 2 emails, said, "Sorry, I've been away. I'll try to get everyone together." And
she was the only one who responded to
that's
emails.
right.
What are the? There are at least 2 licenses within the 500.
Yes,
right?
there are. There are 2. So we will be the 3rd. So
there's Mirador or whatever it's called, and the Chinese restaurant. Miramar.
I do have
Miramar.
it in the package.
Ningbo, right?
Yes, that's the other one. That's
and
right.
nothing else.
Nothing else. And this is Landis Simon, the surveying company. That's industry standard. The Liquor Authority.
Chipotle has a liquor license. Are they within that?
Further away? Down the block.
Further down?
Further away?
Yeah. My experience with this surveyor is they've never once been wrong.
They're north of
And did you go on the SLA? I know the SLA site can be wrong.
Yes, we did.
What did they
the
say?
SLA website does say that there are 3 or more, but it is
And what's the
notoriously
third
wrong.
one? Chipotle or another one?
No, it was not. It was one that I think is either out of business now or their estimate was way off.
Does it list the addresses? Can we look it up?
Yeah, you know what? I think in the prior,
Computer right there.
I have it. It's in the package.
The surveyor?
Yes, it is. Right. He did all this. So this is the survey he did, and this is the result of the survey.
Okay.
This is the same person.
Somewhere along. All right,
You're
here?
We are
You're
here.
here.
Oh, really? That thing was funky.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like when we were trying to get names, if we go out for the politicians. It's the same here.
Delivery, do you see this?
Yeah.
Delivery.
Okay.
5:30 to 9:30.
Very confusing there. All right.
You know your Hey Joe comment?
Oh, yeah, no.
So at the
That's a
moment,
little late, right?
the SLA thinks there are 3, but your guy says no.
Yes.
All right.
Can I circle around? He's
Well, that's-
checking, I think, that's sure.
No, it's fine.
We have a delivery time problem.
What do you mean?
9:30 at night? At what times of the day or night will you have any type of deliveries? 11:30
Oh, is
a.m.
that-
to 2 p.m. and 5:30 to 9:30.
Is that the delivery for
Not
food or is that delivery for supplies?
Delivery for,
Yeah, that question has always confused us. We took that as food deliveries,
that's
not,
You will deliver food to
yes,
people.
food, yeah.
Oh.
I think you ought to, you ought to revise
No,
that question. It's a
actually,
little
yeah,
confusing.
thank you, Max. What that, Mark put that in, and that is for, in his area, trucks come in at 4 a.m. in the morning to deliver.
To the restaurant.
And wake
That's
people
not,
up.
that's not how we took it. Well, that's
Yeah.
not how we took the question.
No,
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah, that's not what
Actually,
we
we'll
meant.
correct that.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah. At least
So-
we know they're gonna be delivered.
What time will you have the delivery?
Not on my side of the highway.
Supplies.
In the
Thanks
the
for
morning.
pointing that
After
out.
7 a.m. or 6 a.m.?
before 7.
Before 7, okay.
Wait, before
Wait,
7 a.m.?
no, that's not
No.
good either, before 7.
That's, yeah.
Well, how much far
The
before?
residents
Well,
sleep.
how
Well,
much
you're
far
I'm
you're
not,
opening.
I'm not sure if we've given much thought to when.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
you're
so
opening
that-
at what time? Actually
11.
serving
Oh,
at
service
11?
starts at 11, lunch service.
Can
Alright,
you,
so you
can you
got-
get deliveries
At
after
9?
7?
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
All right.
Yeah, 8:39,
Yeah.
that's a
Okay.
reasonable
Like
hour.
So no earlier than 8:30 a.m.
7, that baby is gonna be sleeping at 7, no. The
After
mother's
Yeah, I'm
gonna
not sure
come
we
down
gave
and-
it the deal thought of that, but yes,
kick you in
after
the
7
head,
is
yeah.
All right, so these are, at this point, I think, minor things that, you're done?
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more.
Okay. So, as Megan said, how many people want to speak? This whole row? Okay. And maybe not in the middle there? Okay.
Yes.
So, I don't know,
Yeah.
Jim, I assume
He says
that
there's
you,
9? Somebody there's never
you
been
might
nine?
be the one who could sum up most of the things, and then everybody else gets 2 minutes, but hopefully not repeating themselves.
I can also do it. They go through Google.
Well, can we just ask, the first question is, what happened, why didn't you have a meeting with them?
Sure. I received a letter for that? And I did
Yes, I
not
get that,
respond to it because frankly it was a little premature. We had a lot of research to do, which we're doing. I'm employed, I work, I also serve on 3 boards, and like you guys, I don't have much time for kind of meeting. And we were just trying to get as much information as we could. The time frame for that is now. So here we are.
He's getting 2 minutes.
Okay, so you don't really know
No,
what
he's gonna,
research they've done?
let's say 3 or 4.
I do know they've been doing research, some
But
research.
not
I
if
do
Pat
know
keeps
they've
answering
made
questions.
some signatures from the community and that sort of thing.
The ventilation system.
Yeah, and they recommended ventilation system.
All right, so
And then
let's,
do you wanna bring up this?
wait, let's let them speak, and then we'll ask questions, okay?
Would you like to do neighborhood first? I'll wrap it up.
Okay. My name is Margaret Gay. I'm the
Mhm.
Secretary of the Coast Guard Board of Managers. And just some concerns
The
with
what?
the restaurant.
You secretary of what, ma'am, I'm sorry?
The Board of Managers of the
Okay.
Coast Guard.
For that building.
That's the
For that
same building?
Correct. The proposed site there is a very lightly trafficked area. Right there are no other restaurants, so there's not going to be a situation where there's foot traffic to any great degree. I guess the concern is that this restaurant would become a party destination. And obviously with the potential for disruptive behavior if it's an event situation. Also the concern, cooking odors. There's no roof venting available there by its location. The concern is odors will be vented at street level and infiltrate the apartments, which are just 1 floor above. And then other concerns, the garbage pickup, rodents and insects, if garbage is left out there overnight, patrons who are going to be outside, right underneath people's windows. So that's generally some of the concerns from neighbors.
Okay.
Is the management company the landlord?
No.
The owner, the property owner?
Property owner is, I believe, F&J Development, which is Ziming Chen's company, family. And there are actually two, we found, there are two parcels. There's that part, which used to be occupied by the Battery Park City Authority for close to 20 years. It was vacated, it stayed vacant for a while. Somebody bought it, and I think they foreclosed upon it. And it was bought by F&J Development. The preschool was on the Southern Avenue side, but it also includes this space in the back, on the Battery Park City side. Apparently, F&J is also renting the old ballet school space in there.
That's 2 months.
Ballet school.
Well, switched over, so
That's a rental.
this is gonna be hard.
I would like to ask again. So what did you mean that the venting is not? Explain what you actually said again about the venting.
Well, there wouldn't be able to have rooftop venting.
Why?
So the concern is by location of where this restaurant would be. So the concern is that odors would be coming out onto the sidewalk.
Now let me interrupt. That's an issue in Tribeca, but what they've got is it's an electrostatic system of some sort. The restaurant right next to me, actually, I'm on the second floor in Chambers Street, Italian restaurant, initially had all sorts of fumes, and they put something like this. I couldn't swear that it's the same type of thing. And other than maybe late Saturday night when they would clean the grills, there would be no odors.
Yeah, because it doesn't
and
always
our
have
window
to
was
vent
like
to the roof.
as close as
All our
me to
tenants
Pat.
don't vent to the roof. We have 12
So
tenants.
if I suspect that's a very good system, probably better than was next to me. So
It's not an issue.
that seems to be, not an issue.
The way of
to
the
me.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody vents to the roof.
It's not something that
There's
needs
no more
like a
chimneys.
conduit to the.
There's no
No,
more chimneys.
as I understand it, went
Remember
right up
quality
over
of life?
the kitchen door, and that they
Our
did
vent
it
is gonna be, yes,
because
it's gonna be street level. We can't go to the roof. If we could, we would. We can't. But that's why we have this machine.
it's the same.
Actually, there is space in the building that does go to the roof. It's currently occupied by the roof.
Who's Kumar?
Apparently, Kumar is a French school.
Japanese.
A learning
Tutoring
center.
school.
Yeah.
It used to be a restaurant that has.
And it used to be a restaurant in there. It has venting straight to the roof.
But it isn't
but
used
that's-
as a restaurant anymore.
No, but apparently Kumar isn't going to stay there forever either.
But wait, that's not the space we're talking about. All right, so all I'm
In other
saying,
words, we're not opposed to restaurants. We've had it before.
Yeah.
Design space. It's
Right.
okay, but this isn't.
okay, all right, those are all separate things. I just want to take these things one at a time as we come across them. I think that
Also,
has
the
been
garbage
solved.
is not allowed. They have to.
No, I think he was saying they're not
commercial.
opposed to
They
them
have to
or a
schedule to
restaurant
have
in
their
general.
garbage
Right,
picked
no,
up.
I
so
understand.
Technically, it
If
shouldn't
they
be
were
there
going
all
into
the
that other
time.
building, they wouldn't be here.
It's, yeah,
Oh, okay, it's just built out differently, you're saying.
the building takes the whole block up.
Still not hearing any really.
Gene, what?
The gentleman got up and spoke, and you mentioned a professional to take the signatures. I work for the Board of Elections, and I've spent the last 10 years reading petitions and verifying signatures. And I am very suspicious about whoever took these signatures, because they look like somebody did all of it, one person. They look very, very similar.
It's your
Whose
signature.
signatures are they, on behalf of whom?
The signatures are on behalf of people supporting.
These are signatures you're supplying us,
Yes,
right?
that's
But it looks like the same handwriting.
Same handwriting. Look like the same
I don't know what to
handwriting.
say about that.
Well, who got the
And
signatures?
I can tell you that if this were to come before me, I would absolutely question.
Right, it looks like the same.
Absolutely, the same person came, and it's very easy to get the list of voters.
Yeah, but people should have signed. This looks like one person's signature, one person's handwriting.
Well, I mean,
Where is that,
the
Gene?
signatures are obviously different, whether the person who was, the person who was going around getting the signatures wrote the addresses in is a different story, but the signatures are all
That's not gonna make or break what's going on.
Yeah, all right.
We also posted, I mean, there's no lack of outreach here.
All right, I don't even have that, so, all right, let's go on.
There it is.
Hold on. Okay. In the meantime,
Could I have
Yeah, these are all the same same handwriting.
Well, he says
there
not
anybody
this,
here
but
from-
take a
Yeah.
look at the signatures.
These are.
He said the person wrote it in for them, the person
Two,
taking it.
it's
All right.
But
Took the road in as a
it's
courtesy.
different. To
and
me,
they
the
got the
signatures
Kathy
are
had
the
a
same
good
as
point
well.
though, they could have asked the person
Oh,
for their
South End
name
Avenue.
and signature, and then they filled in the address.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
not accepted as a signature.
Liz,
So are any of you
I'm not a
from
handwriting
South End
expert.
Avenue?
Look.
There's several
That is the
D's, but I know the name.
I mean, I don't have to say that.
All right, look, group. Let's continue hearing from the neighbors. Okay, who's Jim? Okay.
So hi, I'm Ingrid Ravina. I have helped the board with some construction projects. I worked in construction for 20 years. I have worked at building schools for the School Construction Authority for 15 years. And my biggest concern, and the same issue that we had with the initial preschool, is that they filed incorrect drawings, they filed not appropriate for what it requires to be done for a proper restaurant. So my concerns are that because we're the same building and we share the same wasteland, we share the same sprinkler, the same water, if this building doesn't have the right permits and the right construction for the waistline, for like a grease trap, it's a full kitchen on the basement. By putting the grease trap, they have to open the slab, they have to if they're gonna do it properly, you have to have special inspections, the proper pitch for the waste to get into our waste, and then I don't know the calculations of that additional water is calculated with our main waistline. So gas is dangerous. We're having inside if it's not properly inspected. And what I had the experience with the American school that I tried to stop their construction on the basement. They were opening this slab without sharing with us. We just asked for the drawings because I know construction. If it was made legally, I would have been okay. But they did not share with us any of the drawings. I checked all the DOB permits. I went to the commissioner. Marty Reffel sent an audit to that application, and then they stopped work.
Who was that? Yeah, who was that?
That's the American, is the same owner, which is actually
not
the
this
other
application.
complaint.
All right,
I had.
let me get that connection straight. So you're saying they being not this application, but these people.
So it's the same application. The funny part, when I look at this DOB, when it's the permit that is posted, is the same DOB application for the preschool than for the restaurant. And me being in construction, working for schools for 10 years, you're not supposed to build in the same DOB application a school and a restaurant. They should be totally two separate addresses. So that's already a very big issue that I posted. We tried to share it. We just got the drawings today. We requested them before. We requested it for the preschool, which is the same DOB number, and we never got anything. So now I see that it's a full-size kitchen. There's waistlines. There's structural stability.
Yeah.
I believe, this is just my personal opinion, that the application, the DOB application, and the Department of Buildings should be approved first before they actually ask him for
All right,
a license.
I've got to have
Are we able
to.
to
So
see that
Can I
too?
respond?
hang on.
Department of Building stuff?
Well,
Let's respond
yeah,
to this.
absolutely.
I just want to say a few things. First of all, anything about we're just seeing drawings for the first time today, we tried to have a meeting ahead of this time, and we did the outreach, so I don't think you should, you should,
Wait, no.
we did
Let them
outreach,
talk.
and we
Let
were-
them talk.
And the answer was crickets. So that's number one. Number two is, yes, building and construction in New York City is complicated, which is why we have a Department of Buildings filled with experts. I am not an expert, and no one around this committee is an expert in the Department of Buildings requirements. That's why we have a Department of Buildings, and that is why the State Liquor Authority will not issue us a liquor license unless we supply them with a certificate of occupancy that provides use group 6 eating and drinking establishment or something similar. So that is not an unusual thing. That is Liquor Authority standard policy. They rely on the experts at the Department of Building. So I understand the member of the community, raises concerns about how complicated it is to build in New York City. Yes, I get it, but we will not get a liquor license without the proper DOB approvals.
Well, let me because I deal with DOB somewhat. I'm in the middle of dealing with DOB at the moment.
Right, that's another thing.
I think what she's saying is that what was filed, it's possible to go get a C of O and have done everything wrong all along. So I think they're not happy that certain things seem not to have been done
Well, listen,
the proper way.
With all due respect to
So-
her, I don't I don't know what.
Are you
I'm not,
familiar?
I'm not an architect, and I don't,
Okay.
and no one around this committee is either.
But if
And I understand,
she
well,
is.
okay.
is.
All right, I hear that, but she's not the Department of Buildings.
But it is correct that you don't have the C of O yet,
The
right?
building has a C of O, and we are applying to modify it for a use group 6 eating and drinking
So it's not
establishment.
modified yet.
No, it's
All
not,
right.
but that's not unusual.
Maybe
I
you
mean,
should come back when it
no, that's not how it works. The State Liquor Authority requires, as a condition of approval of the liquor license, that we
Yeah.
provide a proper certificate of occupancy. It's a long process. If you start saying that we can't have, the community board is not even gonna hear us until we have that certificate of occupancy, you are putting the process on its head. It's not how it
No,
works.
we've done
No.
that before without a computer.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
What I requested is, I wanna see the DOB drawings amended properly with the restaurant, because right now the DOB number shows the preschool, and you have a certificate of occupancy for the preschool, but not for this amended application, which includes an entire full kitchen with like opening
It
the
seems a
slab,
fair
and it's a
request
fair
to me.
statement.
To what,
So
to have
you
a
can share
completed
approved
certificate?
DOB
No,
drawings
no,
with
no,
She's
no.
not talking about
I will be
certificate.
totally in agreement to review
Let me
what
just,
you have done.
I'm sorry, hold on a second. She's saying that the DOB number has both the school and the restaurant, and it should be two separate
Well,
numbers.
you know what, I really wish I heard this issue before coming here today, which is why we
Okay,
wanted to have a meeting
but-
with them. Honestly, I don't know what to say about that because I'm not an architect.
To see the
Jeff,
DOB,
you could reach out to
the records are
outside
on
of
matter
this
of public
and just
record.
ask that they scrutinize it
Yeah.
according to his concerns
Can we
outside
look
of
at
the
Yeah, there's nothing unusual about not having approved DOB plans by the time we come to the community.
No, the question,
She's saying
no,
two
the
different
point is not the approved plans, the
Plans.
point is what's filed to get those.
Right.
And if it's filed
It's
for
filed
one
as a
thing
school.
and it's,
But, okay, but I don't know if that's
So-
true or not. I mean,
No, I do.
no disrespect to her.
I do. I know.
You have our
yeah.
drawings?
No, I know that that's the way the process goes.
But I'm saying, I don't
I've
know.
been a
what
builder for 47 years.
All I'm saying is I don't know what
Okay.
we filed. I have not reviewed what we filed with DOB.
Okay, all right. It's one issue. Jim?
Yes, there's an entity called FMJ Development LLC, which Mr. James' father and mother, I guess they founded it, and it is what owns the preschool of America.
I have a hearing issue with this fan. Can you just speak up a little bit?
I'll sure try.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
But the, Mr. Shen Jr. is an officer of this FMJ Development LLC, which we believe is the one that's doing both of these, both of these projects. Now,
And both projects being the school and
which is
the,
there and existing, we have no argument with the school, but also this restaurant.
and they are, wait, I'm sorry, they're next to each other within the building?
They have, it's
Okay.
a strange unit because it was owned by the Battery Park City Authority, and it goes around to the back of the building.
Okay.
The school is in the front of the building, up and down, street level and a level below. And in the back of the building are a couple of rooms and a level.
So wouldn't this be a reason for the permit to mention both, the school and the rest?
But they can't have the same number. I mean, I've done
Okay.
construction too.
All right.
so can't do that.
Okay.
Now, with the school, a year ago, the school, FMJ Development, whatever, did break through the condo's foundation slab without approaching the condo about it. The foundation slab is a common element of the building. They have no right to do that. They did it without a properly licensed architect. They did it without DOB certification. They went through and they put a hole in the foundation. They wanted to put a restroom or something downstairs. They prevented they tried to hide the fact. They prevented our super from going down and looking at it. Finally, he did take a look at it. We did find out that there was no legal authority to do that. And it is a common element of the building. It would take the permission of the board to be able to do that. They don't own it. They can't do that. And so they try to keep it a secret from us.
Oh.
Ultimately, they were forced to abandon the plans to do that, and they did fill in the space with rebar and concrete. However, we're still not happy that the vapor barrier under the building has been breached, because this is landfill, and what was Sandy apparently not being a 500-year flood, it'll be back in the next 30 years. there are going to be some problems here. And there's going to be problems with the slab and the rebar degrading as vapor comes up through the brief vapor barrier. Last month, the liquor license was applied for without communicating with the condo. There was a notice put on the door for a few days, not for the required period of time. And once again, it seems that the restaurant, as it were, was trying to just get this passed through as quickly as possible without going through channels. So we have a real trust issue here as neighbors. We don't believe a lot of what is being proposed here. And when you combine that with the fact there's very little foot traffic, when you combine that with the fact that this is going to have to be a party space in order to make the money, what's going to happen here, really? Is it going to be a quiet little Japanese restaurant? Or in order to make the ground rent and the money, what's going to go on? We have a real trust problem here because of past acts.
All right, let me just say before you do, certainly I understand the trust issue, and that's important. What comes out of here, if you were negotiating, would be a stipulations that, well, you've been out in the hall. We make stipulations that become part of the license and that are legally enforceable.
Okay.
So if they say they will be open to 11, maybe they're open to 11:15 some night before they kick people out. That's about it. It's anything later, you go to the SLA and the SLA clamps down on them. It takes time, of course. But that's, that is legally enforceable, what the stipulations are. And we can put anything we want that would get agreed to in the stipulations, such as that air handler and, we might have to, if it's a question of trust and there is an agreement that could be made, we might put in something like all plans, etc., have to go through you first, or through you. I don't know if that would satisfy anybody, or if it's acceptable, but there's those kinds of things that can be negotiated.
The one thing that really troubles us is penetrations of the foundation
Sure.
slab, the
Yeah.
clay slab.
Yeah.
It's happened once, it happened badly, it happened illegally. We don't want that happening again.
Right.
Because the building's already been compromised because of that. And also, the 11 o'clock, all the other restaurants over there that you mentioned, they close at 9. I mean, why 11
Right.
o'clock?
Right. Okay, let me also point out that what Max said, we're not sure if it's 3 or 2 at this point, but if it's 2, there is a heavy burden on us to prove that this is not acceptable. So when I first came to the board and I was trying to stop a bar that was they said it's a kid-friendly sports bar. We want to be open till 4 a.m.
Like Las Vegas.
Yeah, 4 a.m. And the guy who was acting as chair then said, you'd be really smart to negotiate something. And I thought, what the hell are you telling me before? I don't want this place.
Right.
So I'm just letting you know. I'm kind of saying that.
He brought them up though. Can we find out if these are legitimate places that are open?
Oh, from that?
The liquor license places in the area. He just brought them up.
What are okay, we know the first 2. Great.
So, I think Devin was saying something.
There should
I don't know.
be a
Miramar
list.
is
Chinese restaurant
This is
right there.
Miramar, and this is...
Ningbo, maybe.
This is the county information, or no?
Yeah, I mean, that is the liquor authority's lamp service.
If you go to
yeah,
report,
They're disputing is.
which the liquor authority says is for informational purposes only. What the liquor authority asks for when we
generate, that's it.
What the liquor authority asks for when we give them a case that's not subject to the 500-foot law is a professional survey, not their own product,
Right,
because
yeah.
that's how little faith they have in their own product, which is notoriously wrong.
They
So,
say don't trust this, but it's a good guide. If we
agree, it's a guide, and but
let's find out what they think is the third
Yeah,
one.
so those are liquor stores, go down.
So go up, yeah,
Down,
scan
That's
down.
probably in a Tesso restaurant.
Well, those are liquor stores, those
That's
don't
the
count.
third one.
Can you scan, there's a lot more here.
Yeah, bring it
I
up.
think the window is new.
There you
They've
go.
done
On premise,
their
that's-
part.
It's a
Okay.
hard burden for us to say. it's
Sawa,
not, and
what's
that's what
that?
we
Is that,
to get in.
Sawa was
Miramar?
Miramar.
okay.
That must be
That's the
There you go.
corporate name.
All right, so, and just an oven,
which they say, you know, is 485, you know, that's,
So that's
it's
in
often
That's
wrong.
nowhere near
That's
us.
First Avenue.
Right, so you see how wrong it is.
how many blocks is it from you?
First Avenue?
It's not even down there.
Yeah.
Miles, all right, so he's right, there's only two
No,
then,
there are three.
There's
There's
three.
three here,
Initesso.
excuse me, there's, Initesso.
In a Tesso.
which isn't showing up. Does it have another
Oh,
name?
yeah?
30 West Street.
30 West
Thirty
Street.
West Street, yeah.
Approximately.
Yeah, Assyria.
600
Yeah,
feet.
that's not within 500.
No, it's 600.
I have no idea.
Can you pull, it's on 30 West Street.
No, he said there's nothing
This one?
500 or
Oh,
200.
you want me to pull it
Right.
up? to block?
He's right.
Can you,
We're
yeah,
wasting our
locate
He's
30
right.
West Street?
It's 100% right.
Block south of the block east.
100% right.
That there's nothing within 200 and 500 feet.
Right, he's already,
I don't know why.
Well, if they're
Why are
wrong
we-
on the first one that they're saying is within 500, they might be wrong on the other one that they're saying is 600. That's what I'm,
But he did a
it's-
professional survey.
but don't we
It's on
have
the other
more,
side of 276.
I
It's in the
think we have
same
more
building.
important
all right,
issues.
so,
Yeah.
I'm more
far
concerned
do
with
you
the
want
lack of the.
well, where's West Street here? It's down here.
I don't think we
Little
have
West
to have
Street.
this.
This is 30 Little West Street.
This is West
Or
Street.
Magna Park.
All right, this is 30, yeah,
That's
that's
it.
it.
This is
what I'm familiar with.
It's at the other.
Callie, what did, sir?
For the escalate purposes, my door to door.
Yes, it's from door to door. As the crow flies.
Where is our application
They do it by
now?
address, which is why it's wrong, and even by address, yes, exactly, it's an
All
entrance to
right, so
entrance.
these are within 500 feet.
And as the crow flies. Yeah, their website,
All right, hold on, don't move, don't move. All right,
you
that,
can move the, yeah, we've done
that
that.
plus that.
Yeah, and we've done that, it's been like 499, we move it. Yeah.
So you got it on 88.
I was crazy.
Cole?
I'm next to the air conditioner.
Yeah, they are,
They're warmed up.
Where is your,
That one, that's the
Black
one.
dot is the
right there,
applicant.
all right.
Bailey.
All right, that span, we know that Ningbo is within range, and then 30 west.
It's not there, you're losing our building, that's not our building.
But Jeff, it's not measured that way.
I don't think
It's measured by walking.
Above?
No, it's as the crow flies, yeah. From door to door as the crow flies.
Between West 10
No,
and...
but it's from the door. So their system just puts the address.
Right.
Which could be
And
wildly
they
wrong.
are, which side?
From the southeast corner up till about
spending
the
time
middle
on this,
building.
Yeah, so here,
Okay,
okay.
This is not relevant.
All right, a little more than my,
Jeff,
pull this up again.
What's the relevance of all this?
yes.
We're trying to get
right.
if it's a 500.
But Jeff, isn't it more important that they have not discussed with one another, they haven't talked to one
Well,
another?
we're trying to discuss it now, I'm just
Well,
trying
But
to,
shouldn't they go off and discuss, why are we doing this when they have not even talked to one another about the issues that exist?
The point she's making is we went through all of this in a
Right,
prior
last
meeting. And Jeff pointed out to all of you that it's a high burden for us to deny one of these applications. So
Right.
it's our preference that you go and you speak and try to work it out amongst each other. However, your response, you never responded to his email. Even though you're busy, you could have said this isn't a good time.
Or
So here
somebody
we are
else.
again.
An email, too. I could have gotten a plan.
Well, he got my card also.
Well, yeah, okay.
Okay, so since it didn't happen, my feeling is that now it should happen. They should go forward, they should do this.
Well, no,
You're unhappy.
well, what's changed now is that now we know it's not a 500-foot case. So the deal that we're proposing is the stipulations based on the method of operation that we're proposing, which we think is eminently reasonable given the space and given that it's not a 500-foot case. That's what we are proposing.
But what about the fact that the DOB's, the plans you filed are under the school's plans?
Yeah, you know,
and
like I said, I don't know if that's a fact. I know someone just
Don't
said
you have
that,
to find
but
that out?
no, not for this meeting, I don't.
they get the liquor license?
We won't get a liquor license, we won't get a liquor license without it, so it's never, that is never a requirement that the liquor authority puts on us at the community board stage, precisely because it is so difficult to get DOB filings, and the community board's purpose is not to scrutinize DOB filings.
What can we do though to like, for us?
My recommendation is if there's concerns over that in a parallel track, you do your business at this committee,
Can we
and then
postpone
the
it till
parallel
we
track,
get
we
to-
could put
Right.
our concerns to the
Raise it.
DOB,
Exactly.
but not
So it'd be
stop
like
the
we
process
voted,
here,
but,
in a parallel track.
if this is the case, then,
Right.
As we would do anytime there's a community concerned about a building, whether it's a permit, a variance, or anything of the sort, we can reach out to DOB
Right.
and say we have a concern here.
Right.
But I think in the interest of not putting the committee in a bad spot strategically with the
That's what I
SLA,
mean, yes.
I could do that in a parallel track with this
Exactly.
process.
okay,
So-
that would allow us to vote, right?
Right, because we should be voting on
Yes.
what comes within
On
our
the-
purview.
If
which
that's
is
what you wish,
how-
then that's what can happen.
Okay. But
we do
have
to take into consideration the feelings of the residents.
But we have.
Right, that's why I feel
Absolutely
comfortable
can
going
take-
forward with something we can
You know,
do.
I'm not gonna tell you what to take into consideration.
Right.
However, the DOB
They will.
is the authority that
Right.
ultimately will grant whether or not they feel, if we ask for extra scrutiny and that it's not a self-certification of a permit, we could put that request in and try to add weight to
So
it.
we could approve the license, the liquor
With
license,
stipulations.
and then they still have to go, they have to
If
still.
DOB turns them down, then
Right.
they don't get the liquor license.
Yeah.
I
No,
can't,
that's
yeah.
always the case.
I think, I can't vote without that, without we're stepping, because we're all familiar with the. Without us
Have
noting that we're aware that there may be something wrong with the paperwork, and, you
Right.
know, if that's the,
No,
We
of
can
course.
raise
they
the
should check it
issue.
out. Because we're
But-
all familiar with the Department of Buildings, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of stuff that they never get to, that they never check, and that's how stuff goes
Because
through.
of self-certification.
Yes,
All right, but-
self-certification, so I
But
want
look,
no part of
if
that.
we're gonna vote on something, I mean, I think we've heard the major problems, wait a second. We're gonna have to, clearly there's a question of trust, because apparently things were done that shouldn't have been done, and that's what they're concerned with. I
But
would,
isn't that a matter
if
of them
we,
getting an architect in and going through all this and going to DOB and not really something that we?
well, if we wanna throw everybody to the wolves, yeah. But I mean, we can put in a stipulation that says there should be, maybe you won't do it, but there should be communication. All these things should get approval by the condo board. I would assume that's normal. That's a natural way to do things.
I can't stipulate to approvals by the condo board, I don't know what.
Not approvals, but that you submit these things, and if there is a problem,
We
then
can,
they go
I'm happy to provide copies of filings to someone that is designated from the condo board.
Okay.
of all construction
Of DOB
filings.
filings, or anything
So
filed with
that's-
DOB, anything we file with DOB, we could provide a copy to
Okay,
the
so that's
condo
what
board.
she's
Can
saying.
we take her information and,
It's
Well,
my table.
is that satisfactory?
Are you gonna be the point person?
I could be the, Jim, that's okay?
Yeah, I'd like it to go to you and the management.
And the management, but like, I just want like those DOB drawings to be filed correctly, and I can review them and just
Well-
the proper sign off.
Well, what happens, they are gonna give you what they do, it may not be done
You want,
correctly.
right.
No, I can
We
review
can't,
them.
we can't
I-
say, oh, bad, you will
I
have
can
to
review
then,
them, yes, I did that for the preschool, I just wanna make sure that it's filed correctly, with the right architect, I would rather than having a self-certification be a standard review by the DOB.
but that, in other words, to be sure that that's your responsibility
Right, the
once
onus
they
is on
give you
you
these
now.
things.
That's what I do for a living.
Okay.
So I work in schools, but it has to be well approved.
Well, you have to
filed,
stipulate what it is that you want, you have to
And
have
I would like a
communication.
standard
No.
review, no self-certification.
No,
because
no,
the
no,
previous
no.
architect-
What?
We can't stipulate, we
No,
can only
she's gotta
stipulate,
communicate with them.
we can only stipulate that they provide,
Right,
the group or you, whatever they're filing.
right, but I'm saying she's gotta communicate with them, we
Well,
can only
communicate
put
with
down-
them, or if there's
yeah.
a problem, then you go to DOB.
Because I think
Good luck,
we're
you know,
asking
but,
for things
Or
we
you
don't,
can,
we
you
shouldn't
can
be
give me the
involved.
documents with a
We
report
shouldn't be involved,
of what
yeah.
you
Yeah.
did wrong, and I could
Right.
raise that with DOB.
yeah, I think it should go to Lucian, so I don't think we should completely loop out. Because not if we're,
we can't be involved in
no, we
this,
shouldn't be
this
involved in
plan
the
isn't right.
administrative stuff, but I think that he should get copies of everything,
What, do you
because we're
feel you
voting.
Right.
We are voting, people that
I'm
have.
not,
but
I don't
once
have a
we
I'm not
say-
an engineer,
Right.
I'm not an architect, I don't have I know
They should
zoning,
just
I'm an urban
CC
planner,
you.
but I don't do
No,
DOB.
Lucian, you're gonna be
No,
CC'd.
I don't think so. I don't think
You're
so.
gonna be CC'd on what the.
They can, that's fine with me,
communication.
I can verify that things have been shared.
Right now.
Yeah, that's all, I'm not saying you
But-
need to, I'm saying you should get copies, we shouldn't be out of it. If we're
Here's the
participating in.
certificate, that's the
in the
same DOB,
process.
and then they grant you the license without.
But what I'm saying is that the board office can provide the same courtesy. Anyone who has a concern about an application or permit, we could take the comments along with the plans you have and say to the DOB, we have issues with this, could you please take a closer look?
Yeah,
Karen.
okay, I have some experience with DOB also. I would not trust DOB, period. So, my feeling is that unless they're willing to promise that they will not make use of self-certification or Directive 14, or whatever it is, that this whole process may be meaningless. Because by the time you see it, by the time it gets here, by the time Lucian makes the phone call, it may be too late.
Well, I think this is what we're asking, is that she check it, but it's not self-certified.
You know,
No,
I understand.
They need to stipulate that it won't be self-certified.
Yeah, listen.
Any other stipulation?
Yeah, folks, listen.
That they can't self-certify, we've had this on another liquor license?
Folks, I have,
Max,
listen, I have great respect for this board, you know that, but, you know, with all due respect, that is not
We have a
something
history.
that we can agree to in a liquor license
We have a
stipulation,
history.
how we're
Well,
going to be going
we
about
did
our
it with
DOB
Herschel.
filings. We cannot do that. We can provide information to them, and they could review it, and they could do what they like with that information, which is more than they're entitled to now. We're happy to do that, but I can't go further than
Well,
that.
Max, there's a trust problem because things have been done wrong, incorrectly in the past, apparently through self-certification.
I think talking about trust, like something.
So, wait, hold on. I don't think that's a lot to ask for, that you actually,
You're not gonna self-certify.
I'm not stipulating to that. I'm sorry, I cannot stipulate to that.
well, then we're not.
We get don't we get an expedited review with self-certification?
Pardon?
It changes the DOB review timeline with self-certification, doesn't it? I mean, you know better than me. I mean, you're asking us to,
probably.
right, so you're asking us to delay everything. I can't do that.
But, well, because you've
Well,
not been, apparently they've
well,
not
it's not
been
us.
honest with
Well,
going
hold on, let me
forward.
just clarify the they, my applicant,
Who put this whole,
not
they're
my.
saying that your group?
No, hold on.
Okay.
Wait. This is
Everyone
important.
please, quiet the room please.
Yeah, this is important. There's been a lot of, there's been a lot of they here. My client.
Quiet, everybody. Hold on.
There's been a lot of they here. My client is Ziming Sheng. He is the applicant. This is going to be his business. And his parents own some units, and they are not involved in this business. It is his business. So I understand there's a lack
Who
of.
put the whole
Not my client.
foundation? Not you.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Not my client.
your father's group?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
The parents did.
The parents did, okay.
This is my own enterprise.
All right, and the parents, they own this space? Is that, they're renting to you, or are you leasing to you?
No, it's like I own the corporation. FMJ.
Yes, but the condo unit, right? That's your parents' group.
That space is owned by your parents?
Yes.
The condo unit, you mean the commercial space?
Yeah, the commercial space.
Or the space is owned by.
So they're the ones that did this, that did the foundation project.
Stop, everyone stop.
Are you the parent?
I'm father, yes.
Okay, thank you.
I can explain to both the question, the lady's question,
Yeah,
and my son's question.
I'd really rather you didn't. To be honest, because I'd really rather you didn't.
You should listen to your lawyer.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear this lady who I've been putting off for a bit.
All right,
We're gonna limit you to 2 minutes.
We talked about trust. This is from Jessica Berkowitz from Milford Management, who manages our building. Please be advised that the only person I have met in person with the proposed restaurant space at southeast corner of 2 South End Avenue is Zinning Shen Sr. I did a walkthrough with Jinning Sr. to look at the space of the proposed restaurant. To the best of my knowledge, all of my email correspondence has been with Zinning Shen Sr. Zinning Shen Sr., not the son, was the one who told our super, Barbara Sari, that if he walked into the preschool to look at what's being done in the construction, he would have him arrested for trespassing. Okay, let me go to the father. The father
and throw it in
Zinning
both.
Shen and his wife, Fan, were both convicted felons who embezzled $2.5 million of federal money that was supposed to go to
That's all right.
school children's lunches. He also,
I don't know.
he also,
I don't know that that's
Did your
relevant.
time
it is relevant because we are
Talking
dealing
about trust. Just trying to
more
explain
with the
the trust
parents. We are not dealing with the son.
But that's an
We
issue.
are dealing with the parents. Also, he had a felony arrest for giving a $1,000 bribe to a FDNY inspector because he didn't have a CO for one of his nursery school places. This is
the only part
She's being timed, let her talk, let her finish.
so that's why we have an issue of trust. We want to know really, other than whose name the license is in, who's running the restaurant, who's responsible for the restaurant, who's fronting the restaurant, who's paying for the restaurant. Anyone could put a license in someone else's name.
Okay, to the board, I think we need to wrap this up and come to a decision what we want to do. I'm going to propose, and I'm going to again point out, they should have talked. We went through this for a very long time. I have not heard a good faith reason for why they did not talk. So we got to make a decision. I'm going to propose, I'm speaking to the board now, ma'am.
Buildings heard from them at all.
Okay.
Jessica Berkowitz, I emailed, my
I'm
client
going to
emailed.
propose that we grant it with the condition that they forego self-certification.
Yes.
Whether whether or not it holds, we'll see. But what if we do that?
And we put in what we've heard, the complaints, most of them. And
DOB filings being shared?
excuse me?
DOB filings being shared or not?
Well, I'm sorry, we're not agreeing to.
No, we
know you won't.
Well, no, but with that.
neither of you,
Well, understood.
neither
That's-
side
I
may
have
agree
one-
with what,
I
but
have
we
one-
have to
Understood,
do
but I
something.
understand that, but that
Okay,
means
hold
tips
on a
are
second. I
off.
have a question.
Yeah, Pat.
So if you were supposed to be you're the restaurant, and,
Yes, she is.
and you're
Yes.
they're supposed to have, you're filing for the liquor license.
Yes, she is.
How can they file for the liquor license if the space isn't in their name?
You can rent a space.
You can?
Yeah.
You can lease a space. You don't, not everybody
Every-
that looks for
every
owns
bar
a
or
space, they
restaurant
lease
is
a
leasing.
space.
No, but
If we
do they
pass
have
this-
some
leasing
sort
from
of?
his father.
I think
He's
if
leasing
they
it
make
from
a motion,
What?
that's
Where is
great,
the
right?
paperwork that he's leasing it from his father? We don't have to do that.
That's gonna be up to the SLA.
Cannot be
I mean,
And
we've
they
gone
asked for
through
a
this
lease.
Yeah.
because
That's all
in
I
the
care
past,
about.
we're like, hey,
Somebody
we really know
authority
these
has to make sure.
You know, but we can't really get into asking for
Okay,
people's leases
okay.
and stuff.
All right, we got it wrapped.
All right, so
So-
can we vote on?
Well, let's
I
propose,
second
Next one's gonna be
Megan's
worse.
motion.
yeah, let's propose what we're saying in it, all right?
Okay.
We've got 11 o'clock closing, is it all 7
That's not an
days?
issue. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna say, again, background music only, no, you can't be heard by neighbors or outside. We're gonna specify this,
Venting.
smoke ventilation
I'm
system.
sorry, is it a resolution or stipulations?
Stipulation.
Well, you're not gonna sign the stips probably, so we're
Well,
just,
right, if it's a no resolution, if it's a
We're gonna
deny
grant it.
resolution, we're not.
we're trying to come up with a
Right.
resolution
I'm just trying to understand where you.
that
what
we
the
can
resolution's
approve, I
gonna be.
think,
Okay.
although
Do the
people
stip
may
questions.
disagree with it. Pardon?
Do we do the
He's
step
not gonna sign
questions?
the stipulation.
We can fill them in, I don't know if you're gonna sign it, but we can fill them in.
I'll take them, I'll take them.
We wanna put in, no
Because normally we
self-certification,
say no one
You'll-
wants.
well, right.
and that may be,
You can put that in your resolution.
yeah.
Right.
If you put in the steps, we can't sign it. If you put in your resolution. you
Well,
know,
we're not gonna have different steps than our resolution.
then I can't.
So, all right, well, we're gonna make a stip sheet anyway.
Okay.
Can we vote?
Yeah, well, we can vote. We can
That's-
say
We can vote, that's,
Exactly, we're denying it unless they agree to the
Yeah.
steps. and
yeah,
we
so,
don't
but we
agree.
have to
But
agree,
you have to agree
So
on
then
the
at least
stipulation.
the state local authority knows what our position is.
yes.
But we have to agree on the stipulation.
Right,
So,
that's what
so
I'm
we're
saying.
saying no unless
But we're
they
not
sign
gonna
it, they're
have
not
the
signing it,
stipulations
so
to
it's a
submit,
no.
because he's not willing to.
Okay,
Well,
but
that's
we gotta
always the
come
way
up
it
with the
is, yeah,
stipulation.
that's the way they're phrased, but
The
let's
authority will see
get
if
straight
they
what
do
we
it,
are
right?
voting on, what we're approving, all right?
And the other part of the stipulation is that we would like them to send plans to,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I don't
to
know
a
your
design,
name.
well, just say to a designated representative
Right.
from,
What
and
point?
probably
The
be you.
condo.
What department buildings?
Yeah, DOB,
Give them your
DOB
name.
plans.
So they give them your name.
All right, anything else we wanna put
And
in?
also that Lucian said he was gonna be
CC'd in.
CC, and also for contacts, what is simultaneously contacting the DOB, whatever he said, I forgot.
Give it to Ramesh here.
I just married, so I have a different last name.
Okay, so.
That's what I used to do.
Yeah, all right.
And look, we're in a situation where they're not gonna be happy, you're not gonna be happy, so we're just, yeah.
Jim, you may not agree with what we're doing. Is there anything you would want to see in our resolution that we haven't mentioned? Other than saying, no, this can't happen?
Well, we like an odorless venting system
Right,
kept in top shape at all
yes,
times.
yeah.
Security. We should do about people smoking outside, so.
Yeah, that's really something
That's
we
all our
asked.
regular
that
stipulations.
It's a problem with every place. We can simply ask that they
Monitor.
You could thank Mike
Vigilant
Bloomberg for that. I mean,
monitor.
people used to
Yeah.
smoke inside. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. We're not having
That's
security.
just
It's a
the way it
high-end
is.
restaurant.
I mean,
it's not
the-
the smoking as much as it is people talking.
I get it.
about
I mean, that's a
it.
consequence of the Smoke-Free Air Act. I get it.
The problem here, if this restaurant went anywhere else in CB1, people would be jumping at it because it's an 11 o'clock closing. It's supposedly a high-end sushi place, et cetera, et cetera.
Until they
Not a
You
loud
just don't
bar
have
or
anything
that.
around, and you know, you've managed to stay isolated
Yeah,
for
we
a
can't
long time.
deny
But the state liquor authority is in the business of granting licenses and making money. So this, I think, is the best we can do, yeah?
So, Max, a few questions on soundproofing, NA, you're not gonna install soundproofing?
Well,
It's low,
If they've had-
it's tranquil, quiet background music, so I don't know if we're installing sound.
With our definition,
promoted
we sort of
events.
tried to finesse that with the definition of the background.
Promoted
music.
Right, because you don't like, or so
Yeah.
what is your definition?
That if it can be heard outside or by neighbors, it's not background.
Okay, we put it in, I'll talk to my clients about it. No
Yeah.
promoted events, no dancing, no parties,
dancing.
no nothing.
No scheduled
No
performances.
scheduled performances.
No cover fee
No
events.
cover fee.
What'd you say, Joe?
No having fun.
No having fun,
No
right.
windows? No windows?
No, we have windows, but they're not operable.
Not open, okay. All right,
Yes.
She came to support us, she's a
I
member
was
of the community.
the owner of the patio Japanese restaurant for 8 years, which is the 21 Sunset Avenue. Now it's Miramar.
Yes.
So as a resident in this area for over 25 years, I just want to say something as a resident and supporting this community. I'm not really in the restaurant business. I was having it, try to support it. Because the waterfront, this community needs good restaurants. And we're missing it. We have so many different kind of restaurants. The Japanese restaurant, I owned it, gone through different crises, but we maintained it until something happened, so I let it go. So I'm in a different kind of business. The neighborhood response is that they really enjoyed it. The needs, even it's 20-30% of the Asian population there, but the majority of Americans, Jewish, everybody kind of like his family needs in this area. You need some different kind of cuisine. This is what we're missing. The population after 9/11 is doubled.
Tripled.
Yeah,
Now
people
probably
wait for
tripled.
2 hours.
The population and also whole value, everything else. So the waterfront on this side, I think it's really needed and appreciated for the whole area. To answer some of the questions.
We need to move on.
Look, there's a motion on the table, I think
right.
I'm also public comment is closed at this point. Everybody, public comment is closed, thank you. Because there's a motion on the table, we're wrapping up and we're about to vote, so, okay? Well, that's
Because
what,
we
we're trying to wrap
recognized
it
her,
up.
because nobody from that side. All right, we're about to take a vote. Everybody understands what we're voting on?
Well, read the stipulations.
So the DUB construction plans to be shared with Ingrid Kartsonas.
And CC to Lucia.
What else?
The no self-certification
On what?
on the plans.
Right.
The venting.
On DOB plans, I guess, right? On DOB
No liquor
plans.
license with.
The venting.
He's gonna read it, he's gonna read it.
Yeah, you have the venting, right? I mean,
Venting to be added.
venting as presented in today's packet, questionnaire packet. I'll get the name and put it in the resolution.
Do you remember Lucian's language about the Board of Education? The Department of Buildings? That should be in there too.
I don't.
That was like, that Lucian would
Simultaneously.
Yeah, it was a parallel track that he would
Yeah,
relay
'cause we gotta put that too.
and follow up with the public's concerns on
Yeah, we
on
gotta
the
put that in
DOP.
there too.
For heightened scrutiny.
Yeah, and also he said mentioned something about verifying that certain things were exchanged
Mm-hmm.
between the applicant and this
building.
representative at the community board that they designated.
What, that we verified?
No, that Lucian would
That
verify
Lucian?
that there was an
If
that
he's
they
willing,
agreed.
yeah, okay.
I think that's what he said.
Okay, all right.
He wasn't gonna verify, he was just going to.
Well, he would. Oh, he's just gonna. Yeah. The CC is.
Be
would serve-
copied,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so,
Okay, so venting, construction plans being shared, and CV1 office CC'd, and we'll verify the exchange, and no self-certification.
And the parallel,
Yeah. That's all part of that.
notice to the
that
Department
parallel.
of Buildings
For heightened scrutiny.
for heightened scrutiny.
all right,
I know having fun.
As well as you put the
all
other stuff.
in favor, as stated?
Okay.
How many have
So
we
hold on.
got?
Can you just keep your hands high up? Yeah. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Anybody opposed on the, no?
Public member.
Okay, what, no recusals, no abstaining, all right, public members in favor?
I just don't like this whole thing.
Okay.
It's just a
Okay,
yes or
so-
no.
Let's vote.
Yes or
Okay.
So
no.
I'm gonna abstain, I just think it's a bad,
All
I
right,
think this is bad.
one
it's bad.
abstention,
I don't like
I'm gonna vote contra because I don't think this thing should be opening, period.
period.
Okay.
So one
this is my
opposed,
So
one
you're
abstain.
opposed and one
no,
abstention.
no, oh yeah,
Karen
yes, one
is
opposed, one
opposing.
One
abstained,
public member abstain, one public
No, I'm
member
gonna go no
opposed.
with Karen, I just think.
All right,
I
two
don't
All right, so
think
public
then
we
you
should
members
vote
no.
advertise
no.
this
Two
whole-
public, okay, opposed.
I think this-
Yeah,
Okay. 2 opposed and then 8 in favor.
The SLA is gonna
I know.
determine.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll go and then
Yeah.
I'll talk it
Yeah,
over.
they're gonna
yeah,
vote.
we'll take a picture and give you the
It's
copy.
better to
Take a
vote
picture and give me a
yes.
Because we don't have a
There's no
notary
yeses
here
on there,
anyway.
right? Let me change mine to a no.
Max, zero
No, no, no,
violations.
better to have.
Mr. Shen had zero violations prior.
No liquor, he has not had any liquor violations.
He's gonna get it anyway.
Okay,
So we're gonna take a picture and I'm gonna take a copy
photo.
of it.
And they'll,
And then-
they'll flat out
Yeah.
deny out. It's better in this.
I think maybe I'm out of memory or something.
That's all right.
We'll wait for 5 minutes until they go. Yes. I just want to wait for 5 minutes while everybody else.
Yeah,
They're certainly welcome to wait there,
We
yeah.
got another
Thank
big one
you.
coming in.
Sorry.
Give me the bag.
Not your
Throw
fault.
it down
Yeah,
there.
50 people.
Not anybody's.
Yeah, I know.
Throw that
Do you want
down.
to put the air back on or open a window or
Okay.
something? It's gonna get hot in here.
Did we turn that off?
Yeah, we turned it off for sound.
All right,
Thank you for your time.
yeah,
All of it goes in there.
Are we bringing 18 million in there?
Yeah.
yes,
Finally.
and they may, I'm hearing they work things out while they're out there, so let's find out.
It's cute, right?
Joel, there's a reason, and I will tell you later why we put that after, okay?
Just open it up and you can
Very
take the
good
bag
reason.
out. Oh,
Which I
and
checked
you can hook it
with
on your belt.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
I told him the reason.
Oh, you told,
I
all right,
told you, and he agreed with me.
all
I
right.
told Liz, and she agreed as well.
All right, so you're just frustrated and pissed, and you're looking terrible,
He
and
does
you
it
hate
every
me.
meeting.
I
He
use
does it
that
every
bag in my
meeting.
gym clothes.
His face is- He's coming back. This is just
Yes,
Yeah.
we are ready.
How many do we have? How many more do we have?
We have this and these two very patient guys who may have left, no, they're there. From-
I know.
Yeah, you're
Moving in.
What?
Oh my God, it's so hot in here.
Please, board members, don't leave, I want you to get my play.
We've got,
That's an amazing show.
Why are they?
if you weren't asking for the roof, I'd say yes, but
Oh,
the
you're
roof is
asking
gonna
for
be
the
a big
roof?
issue.
Oh.
Yeah, you're just gonna be just as
Oh, you're asking for a rooftop? Nobody likes those.
See,
You're not
you got,
asking for a roof?
huh? Oh, well then come on in.
If you're not asking for a roof, then we can take those.
So they can make it in.
Wait. Are they not asking for a roof?
No.
Wait, what is your,
Wait.
I'm number 2 on the original, 452 Washington.
That's the top
Yeah, we hadn't done that.
452 Washington?
How do we miss that?
Greca?
Yeah.
So they're
We
not
didn't know
asking
you
for
were
a roof.
showing up.
Wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
Did you ever get a response from them?
Yeah, no, I did get a response from them. I put them on.
That's why he's
All
on
right.
the thing.
Yeah,
That's why I'm here.
All right, well, we have another problem with you, because you,
This might not take
We-
as long as you think.
yeah, good. We approved you at a certain number of tables, and it looks like you asked for more than we.
Exactly 12.
Wait.
You want me to wait?
Yeah,
I'll wait.
Yeah, right.
we don't have their original resolution.
Oh my God, look at everything. Yes. Are you complaining?
Can we
Are
put
you
the air
coming
back
to
on?
complain?
yeah, we can put the air back on.
So why are they all here? They're complaining?
It's all residents, but
Which-
they've been out there talking.
Which location?
I see 3 Hanover. I see 3 Hanover.
There's 3 Hanover?
A lot of them, I don't know if it's all of them, but I see quite a few.
So, no, but what are they here for? Megan,
I don't need to send a letter.
so you recovered?
Sorry?
Have you recovered? You had your water?
Not yet.
Do you have your application?
So which location are we looking at?
I don't think we're going.
It's 20 exchange.
Well, we'd like to.
Which location?
You don't mind if I
Which
stand behind?
location?
No, I don't mind at all.
Yeah, at some point they might want to view this.
That is-
Right now, right now.
I can still bench, so.
18 William.
This is between Cipriani's and 3 Hanover Square.
18 William,
The block.
okay.
11 tables, yeah.
And do we have
11
a,
tables and 22 seats.
for 18 William, do you have a handout?
He's saying they're not gonna go.
Huh?
Hi.
He's saying they're not gonna go.
That's
I
all
don't know
right,
what's happening.
that's all
All
right.
right, shh.
There is a sheet somewhere.
Outside.
So we spent a lot of time outside.
That's why we put you out there. Alex.
Jeff talking about a number of things, and one of the things the community asked us to do was push to next month and do a traffic study, which includes emergency services, and we would sit down and review that traffic study with the community.
That sounds great.
You know, our only other request is we'll go through the other parts of the application so that if there are other questions and things that when we come back next month, if there are other open loose ends, then we've addressed those.
In addition to traffic,
Yes.
the amount of people coming in and out, my questions are going to be about the sidewalk. And the people, you can say they're gonna come straight in, but I find it hard to believe those hours of the night you're not gonna have people congregating outside and disrupting all of those neighbors around going in, and it's a very narrow sidewalk. Traffic's the biggest issue, but that is a narrow sidewalk. I don't know how people, when you have people coming in and out in those numbers, other people crossing the street using that sidewalk, that's gonna be another big issue for you to address. I don't know how you can
To us,
resolve
that's
that.
something that will be folded into what we present next month. What we've put together so far were what we call strategies that would mitigate against all of that. The first being that if you buy a ticket, and I buy a ticket 5 minutes later, we're going to have very different entry times.
Megan?
What about exit?
Committee, can you just give
Tell
us
us
a
what
brief
it is,
overview of
yeah.
what it is, because most of the committee don't know.
Oh,
And
sorry.
you're out in the hall talking to
So my name is Alexander Victor. I'm an attorney for 18 William Partners in Hanover Hospitality. This is an application for a liquor license in connection with what will be immersive theater. So this is a group that award-winning, critically acclaimed, that has produced Sleep No More, which is what they're most well known for on 27th Street. Despite what the name may suggest, there's residents across the street there too that sleep well. They have a letter from their community board. They've been okay there, but we hear loud and clear that obviously not all residential areas are the same. There's things that we need to address that are more specific to this location. They have experience doing on and off Broadway. This will be obviously off Broadway, unlike traditional theater where you're sitting and watching a show. Here the experience is walking through this venue, which we happily give anybody a site visit. It's magnificent. It's this beautiful Art Deco building. They have every intent to sort of revitalize, restore its grandeur, and produce something very special. It's very clear that there's a lot of people that have concerns, but Pete Rockendalis has been sort of overseeing the outreach. I'd like you to know that there's significant support for it too, but we want to do something that they make special for the community. So we're going to come back, we're going to address the traffic, we're going to address the queuing.
And people coming out. Actually, I think it's more of a concern.
Yeah, that's-
People
yeah.
flooding out rather
Well,
than going in. You said you're gonna handle it, people coming in with a ticket.
But part of
But coming out at
it,
2 a.m.
there's the reciprocal concept at the end of the show. That when the show sort of ends, it's not security ushers pushing everybody out. So there is space in this venue. There is a, for lack of a better word, the same sort of reception area where people are held when they get their tickets checked and their IDs checked and coats checked and things of that sort. That at the end of the show they can remain. If they want to leave, they're free to leave. If they'd like to stay for a half hour, finish a drink, have a snack, they're free to stay and converse.
Can you tell the committee the number of people you expect per show and how many shows a week?
How many shows per day?
So,
Per day and per week.
Right, so from the, I guess when day one opens, these shows will be once a night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Sunday to Thursday.
It's
7 days a week.
Would there be a matinee on Sunday perhaps?
It's 7 days a week.
Maybe it's 7 days a week with one show Sunday to Thursday.
363 days a year.
2 shows on Friday, 2 shows on Saturday.
And the hours?
So the space itself, the space is large. It's 5 stories below ground, including and the ground floor. It's got a capacity for about 3,500, but off the bat we're going to stipulate.
Repeat that number?
If the space were put to some other use, the legal capacity is 3,500. What we were going to offer right off the bat is there will not be more than 500 guests per show.
But do you want the option of 3,500 or more
No.
than 500 at some point?
No.
Never.
I don't want to say never, but we will stipulate that any alteration changes come back.
Is it fair to say about 4,500 people per week?
I don't know. Oh, they have.
Well,
anywhere from
If you were to sell
But
out.
wait a minute, what I don't
Sure, but
understand is,
it's
if it's a show,
4,500.
and you have a show, but how will people have, you were saying you would have timed entrance?
So you buy your ticket online. When you get your ticket, I mean, I'll talk about this advisement, but your ticket says your entry time is 7 o'clock, 7:10, 7:20.
Right.
There will be people that will get a ticket for 7:10 that will come at 7:30. There'll be people that get a ticket for 7:40. You can't control what they...
But you mean because they're walking through, it doesn't all start at one time, so
There's-
they all don't
there-
come
the-
in at one time?
People, from their years of experience, people generally follow their ticket times. What they have here that they don't have on 27th Street is enough space that if everybody did come, which is very unlikely, they could all be going, they could all
Queue
be
internal,
processed
all
inside.
queuing internal.
And generally,
So
how long does
on
it take
20
to walk
on
through?
27th Street, they cannot, they
3
don't have a
hours show.
stipulation.
3 hours?
Well, So
There
are we
would be
gonna,
like a rope outside and people
No,
lined up.
no ropes, no barricades.
The other question
No,
is,
no
There
lines
will-
outside at all.
They do want to have ushers or security just to make sure that the
To that point, how many staff?
Now, when you say staff, you're talking about
They don't know anything
performance
about
or?
it.
No.
At least let the committee know.
no, I think it's more important to
In
know.
addition to the attendees, how many people are showing up?
150.
150
50 people.
So this would include the entertainers, the coat check, ticket people, 20
It's
to
just like
30
having a rock
ushers.
concert every night of the week.
Well, there's no
Yeah.
live music.
No,
There is live
there is live music.
No, it's
This is
no
not a
amplified.
But you've got the audience of a rock concert. This is like having a Seaport event every night of the week.
And it's generally young people who go to these
Yeah,
things.
that's my next question.
It's generally young people that go to these things.
What's your average age group?
The average age is about 28.
Yeah, young people who go to these things.
Okay, can you say something?
Joel?
Is there a garage?
all right, okay, Joel, let Joel
Okay,
go.
so here's,
Mariana?
no, Liz and I met with them. There were 3 issues, 3 problems. One is the sound. We took a tour, we went downstairs into the building. It's in a big giant US Trust, old bank. You're not gonna hear the sound. And that was my main area or problem. Okay, there's 2 other areas that they can't solve, and they never will solve. And one of them is, you have 500 pedestrians or people coming to that corner every single night for the rest of our lives. And then on Friday and Saturday, you have 1,000 people coming. So not only do they clog our streets and go into the building, you won't be able to even cross the streets, but when they leave, they come out into our streets. So during our discussions, I asked them, how do you solve that? And then, of course, as everybody knows, last week there was Amphar, and you couldn't even get across the street because it was gridlocked all the way to Water Street, to Broad Street, to Hanover Street, so all that was gridlocked. Now you're going to add, let's say their solution is taking public transportation. Of the 500 people, these are kids in their 20s, of the 500 people that come, mostly
gonna take
couples,
Uber.
so let's say half of them take an Uber. So that's another 100 cars added to the gridlock that we have every single day with Cipriani. Cipriani has 360 events a year. The only time these guys are closing is Thanksgiving and Christmas. So now you're adding another 100 cars to already an oversaturated area that's a very big problem.
And it's a
So-
small narrow streets that were
So
never.
these streets, Hanover Street, which is by the post office, which is a one lane, and then you have Beaver Street, which actually was reversed to take care of the Cipriani traffic. So now what's going to happen, these streets actually were made for horses and carriages. Now you're having all these cars, the back of our building, which is Beaver Street. If you have cars that are Ubers, that are trying to go to Cipriani's, or trying to go to their event for pickups, it's horns blaring all night. The 2 a.m. is the last show on Friday and Saturday. These people are not taking trains to go home
Right,
at 2
they're
a.m.
not.
Because
Yeah.
our subways don't even work at 2
Right,
a.m.
exactly. And half
So
the
you're
time on the
looking-
weekend, our
you're looking
subways
at
are not
another
working.
200 to 250 cars that are going to be piled up on South William and Beaver and then mixed in with Cipriani's. So I think the sound is okay. The pedestrians flooding into an oversaturated area is never going to get any better.
To help you visualize, when I looked at this application, my visual was, this is like shoving an elephant through the eye of a needle.
Exactly.
If you know that area,
Right.
and those small sidewalks, and those small
Wall
streets
streets.
that are already backed up with cars, that'll give you a visual of what we're dealing with here.
Well, plus,
This
we
is-
had to argue with Cipriani, we had to fight with Cipriani
Still do.
to get, and still do,
Yeah.
about traffic. And, again, like I said, half the time our subways are not working, and they're not taking into consideration, we have all those bicycle races, we have the walks, the
Film
the
shooting,
the
film,
heart-
film shooting
film
overnight.
shoots, exactly.
You articulated everything that we've heard outside very well.
But is
So
there a solution? There
Well,
is no
so-
solution.
so-
I
so
love
let
this
us- let us-
usage, I love the building.
let
I
us,
can see
let
I
us,
can see this
let us
happen,
come
but
back
what
and
is the
address
solution?
it. But we
All right.
request that
One
you,
of the things
you take a look at our study, give it,
Well, let's see.
So give
That's
fair,
fine.
That's
give
fine.
fair review.
That's fine.
When
No,
you
you're-
look at the
I think
study-
we got,
Just
I
so
think
you
we
know,
know
one of the
enough.
things
Study's
we
not gonna
proposed-
say anything we don't
But
already know.
when you look at the study,
One of
they
the,
need
one
to
of the
figure
things
out
we
Cipriani's.
proposed, one of
That
the,
there's a dual
Exactly.
event
you look at
happening
it,
at the
you look
same
at
time.
a use that's
Right.
already.
Okay.
Possible.
All right, hold on. So what
One
are
of
you
the-
coming back with?
we need to touch base with an environmental engineer
Mhm.
tomorrow,
Mhm.
and we'll try to make it back for next month.
All right, and you'll take into account Cipriani
Yeah,
and
no,
this and
well,
that?
just so the board and the committee is aware, one of the things we've also proposed
Yeah.
is to work with the ride-sharing apps. We heard Uber and Lyft are problems, and one of the things we successfully did at the USTO
Max 700.
was and this is
5
something,
to 1,000.
Joel.
and this is something we spoke with Joel about, which Joel recommended, that use Water and Wall as the ride-sharing app drop-off and pickup. And that,
Hey,
Don't get so dramatic.
let's
Wait, I have some more questions.
no, let's let him finish speaking, please.
Okay.
Can we do that?
I have
Okay.
time.
and so when you purchase a ticket, you get a time,
Timed entry.
a staggered timed entry. In addition, I'm sorry.
How many people per time?
About 100, less, 75?
And what are the time
Over
increments?
about
That's what I-
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
And what time is the show during the weekday? What time does it start?
Currently envisioned for 7 p.m.
So 7 at night until, and it's 3 hours, so it's like 7 to 10 or 11 at
2
night.
a.m.
And then on the weekends, what
You would
are
have
the times?
7 to 10,
And then 10
and then 11 to 2.
2.
2 in the morning?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 a.m.?
Yes.
All right, look,
These people are sleeping.
Pat, everybody, they've heard the problems. We're not voting tonight. We're not doing anything. They're gonna come back.
2 a.m.?
They understand the issues, hopefully, at this point, and if not,
Are there
then
other
that's
aspects?
it.
Quality of life.
I don't wanna hear any more. How's that?
They
Are
waited
there
a
other
long time and
aspects
they
of
went
the
before
application?
it was coming.
All right.
They waited hours.
All right.
Can I just say,
To the point in the back, to be clear, and I think you heard them, that the traffic study has to include dual events with Cipriani.
Yes.
And that's what we want to see.
Well, and with American Heart, with the bike
And
ride.
they also, and the community, the community also requested that as part of our transportation study, we include emergency services.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
that was
It
the
doesn't-
second
it
piece.
doesn't-
And, you know, when Cipriani ties things up, things can't get through at all.
Right.
Correct.
EMS,
Yeah.
right.
Right.
So you think you can come up with something that is
We
gonna
can't,
solve
we
all
can't
this?
make it zero.
Right.
hasn't come up with a solution for all those years.
I know.
What can they do?
We're not chipping, we're not,
They can expand
Look, I think our operation is a little
we are
different
agreeing
than
to this
Cipriani's.
Yeah.
If Joel says there are 360 events,
Okay, I just have
someone
a,
asked me what our biggest challenges was, and ours, quite frankly, is getting in. Because we don't have continual load in and load outs, because it's a production. So once the production goes in, it's in. You don't have that continual,
Are you serving food?
yes. I mean, yes, there are deliveries, but there isn't that, you don't have the chairs, you don't have all those other things that Cipriani is bringing in.
Are you running a restaurant there?
It is a cafe.
so they
So
look
there,
alike.
so there would be
Part of
people
the
coming in and out all the
Between
time.
6
The
a.m. and 6
concept is
Yes.
that from 6 a.m.
Listen,
Up to
It's
6
like a
PM.
grab and go.
Up to 6 PM, the
From-
restaurant.
From 6 a.m. to
It's a
6
cafe.
p.m.
Delivery.
Cafe.
It's a coffee house.
Cafe
All right.
along Hanover. The balance of the space is not used. At around 6 p.m., things wind down there. It's folded into the ambiance of the production.
so in other words, it's still serving though.
But the patrons of the cafe, there's going to be a cutoff time so that they're eventually out of the space.
Right.
And then around 7 o'clock, that's when the ticketed guests come in, and it's part of the overall.
Yes.
I just have a question though. Why did you choose that location?
It's beautiful.
Aside from that, because beauty is not, doesn't take into consideration all the issues.
I'll tell you, they looked at it, but before them, Dan, the owner of the building, thought about a lot of different types of tents and a lot of different types of uses that could come in there, and turned many away because they thought that this would be something special for the community. That going, I get it. 500 people for a show, that's a big number.
I spoke to
Right.
Cipriani.
But this is a space that would fit 3,500.
But inside,
I get it.
we're talking about outside, inside.
In order to get, in order, if you,
The sidewalks.
if you were to
Wait, let him finish.
this is not a building that's brand new, but this is a commercial space that exists that can be used for something else. You then get all those people, the 2,000, 3,000 people that would use it for another use. He doesn't want it for his tenants, and he's very sensitive.
Just to speak to that, so my family is the owner of Point Exchange, and our biggest concern here is the rental apartments above it, and the 770 apartments and the residents of those units. And
They're transient. They're rentals, they're transient. Anyway, wait, no, I wanted to say something.
Every time I try and stop it, somebody
we're
picks
not
up with
trading.
it. Yeah, I
Okay.
really.
We're
You-
family, and
I
we
know.
care about the long-term value.
Yeah, and you've been there 5 years.
Was that,
Yeah, okay, let me just say something.
There's a different interest, but
Yeah.
everybody has a
Jack,
vested
Joel,
interest.
before you speak, because they are coming back next week, or next month, let's wrap it up, you can, last comment. For all of you who wanna, it's good to put everything in writing. The more letters that can go to the SLA, the better. So in addition to coming next month, if you wanna put everything into writing, that helps.
And we'll
as
put you
well.
on, we will put you on first next month.
You can email it to the community board.
also designate speakers for you, because not everyone is gonna get a chance to talk. Okay?
Yeah.
And then
So
if
we
we
sign
could just
them.
get,
You
if we
can,
could
no,
get.
not even sign. If you all wanna say the same thing, if 5 of you wanna say the same thing, designate one person to say it.
All right,
Can I just say
that's,
something?
no,
If we could
Joel,
just get- I'd like to circulate a sign-in sheet so we can
All right.
share that transportation study with people leading to the meeting.
all right, and very briefly, I
And
see
I'll
2
be outside
people,
to take those.
just very briefly.
One of those like Senate hearing rooms or something, and you can leave it on this one.
Traffic is only one of the issues. I hope your show will be great, but you add to this neighborhood. Together with the traffic, you have garbage issue,
Yes.
noise,
Yes.
crime, parking, and issues related to emergency situation. All those issues, we would like to hear at the next meeting.
So why don't
Okay,
you all write
that's-
an email with
Pat,
listing everything
Pat,
and send it to them?
That's what they're doing.
Okay.
These people are trying to meet those, okay, yeah?
Yeah, I'm not
If
gonna be
anyone
able
wants
to
to
be
sign
here
and put
next
their
month.
email
I'm in-
address on here, if they.
Someone spoke.
I'm an interventional cardiologist, so
Yeah.
when I'm on call, I park under 15 William.
As it is, it's a little difficult because of Cipriani, but it's doable so far. But I can get called at any time. It's 24 hours a day. My concern is that not the Uber traffic as much, because it may be fine. Some hours it'll be more than others, but the catering trucks, the liquor, everything that's going to go behind the building on Twenty Exchange, that is my exit out. I literally need to be out in 2 minutes. My garage is very good at it right now, but when you have all these people coming and parking in the garage, and then all those trucks being in those intersections, there's just one way out. It's a big safety issue for me, and I've lived there for 8 years.
All right.
I really don't.
And it's safe. No, we've had everybody. You have other those points. Send something, letters to us. You know, if there are other points we haven't covered tonight, please send stuff in. But next month we'll put you. Yeah. We're going to put you on first next month. You don't have to stand outside.
Hopefully we'll have a bigger room. Yeah, everybody should be.
Hopefully we'll have a bigger room.
Not just send it directly to the SLA, tell me you don't want it, or whatever.
I don't have that.
Southbridge.
Write to the community board,
Let me
write to
ask
SLA.
No, we're done. We're done, Pat. We're done.
How are they gonna communicate with one another?
Who?
All of these people with them.
They'll figure it out.
I have a pad here, I'm gonna circulate, I'm gonna go outside and
Okay,
ask
then-
everyone who
then do
wants to
that.
put their email.
They've been communicating for 2 hours.
They don't have email addresses.
Is that specific?
This is the list, but there's no email, there are no email addresses. So
Okay.
when you go out, get email addresses.
All right. We got to clear the room for the next people who've been here for a long time.
Thank you.
I can't believe this.
Thank you.
Till 2 o'clock in the morning.
Huh?
Till 2 in the morning.
No, they first come out.
They're going to come in with a magic
They
solution.
first
So
come out at 2.
Well, I want them to come before quality of life, because I think this is a quality of life hazard.
So we have apparently Greca, although I didn't know they were showing up.
To the chairperson.
Quality of life, but let them resolve this, let them get all these issues, because
There goes our quorum, huh? That kid is self-sufficient. She doesn't need you to.
Dad, you can't stay till 9? Oh, you have to be home at 9. What about that?
Hand her some magic markers.
Okay, take it outside, please.
Listen, the problem, we cut off one of your tables. It was supposed to be 11 tables and 22 seats. And what we got recently said 12 tables and 24 seats. That's what you applied for.
You're back to 19.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Relax. See you next week.
I mean, I just pulled up the resolution, that's what it was. And I remember the guy, our sidewalk cafe expert is not here, but there was a table, I think, at the corner or one sticking out, and we agreed to take that out. So that's the problem.
But the license that I have says 1224.
Well, then, that may be fine. You applied for that, but it was without our approval. So we are not happy about that.
And we have paperwork that says the other number? Our paperwork is
Yes.
How many people don't get it anymore?
Michael Kelly took care of all that stuff. I mean, I got my license, and it says 12. I mean,
I'm sure,
I will
you know,
gladly take a table out. Sorry, but this is
well,
news to me
maybe
right
that.
now.
Okay.
I remember it pretty clearly. We talked about taking that one table out. It was agreed on, it got into the resolution got sent to you, I'm sure, and Michael Kelly must have had it. And, you know, you went to DCA, DCA's, they decided they'll grant it, but it was without our approval. So, and I know you have a history with the other place, when your landlord didn't want you to be outside, and you got in trouble with the SLA, because you just stuck something out there anyway. So,
that was 5 years ago.
I know, but you know, it looks to me like you just went ahead without us.
I did not.
Somebody
I,
did.
I just pulled up the diagram here, and
Do you have the resolution?
Your original diagram had 12 and 24, and we asked you to take one off.
500 people a week.
That's what I'm telling
You didn't give us a second diagram.
There's literally a rock concert in that.
We used to deny stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't receive the license until way after the season. If I did put an extra table out there, again, I did it without knowingly, I
Okay.
didn't do it, you know, on purpose.
Right.
I apologize.
Really?
I didn't really get any traction out of, you know,
So why do we get?
out of having the tables out there because the weather had gotten cold already.
Right, yeah.
So now that I absolutely,
They reworded
you know,
it, that yes was
know
kinda no.
that you only want 11, I will guarantee you, even though my license says 12, I will put 11 outside.
Well, we might have to write that into something.
Oh, let's write it into
Okay,
something,
all right.
absolutely. I'm more than willing to do that.
All right.
Fair is fair.
Okay.
Yeah, so the reason I'm here today is just
For
to,
the liquor part.
just to, exactly, for
Yeah.
the liquor part.
Okay.
So, you know, I'll be more than happy to do that, even though,
Yeah.
even though the way we have it laid out, we have 7 on one side and 5 on the other side, there's no obstruction whatsoever. But it's okay, let's
yeah.
do 11 and 22,
I
and
will-
then I'll take pictures when the season comes again.
Right.
And I will gladly come back and ask you for that
Okay,
extra
then
table,
we'll deal with
okay,
that.
fair?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Now, let me see what's going on here. See, we have, these are the
Everybody
people that
wants
were
to
supposed to
leave?
come. Can you wait till we hear these people now? Because
Yeah.
I'm not sure how we
I mean,
handle
I've been
this.
here all night.
Yeah,
so
I know. So I
We can all
appreciate
leave
it.
together.
Survivors? Yeah. We
Are
have,
they the last ones?
well, the sidewalk cafe
Yeah.
thing, yeah. We don't have a quorum anymore,
No.
or two,
No, Joel's here.
No,
but
just
Callie
Just
left.
Callie.
How many do we have?
left.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
That's 7.
4,
7 members.
5, 6, 7, 8,
You got 8,
9.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Did I count you? 1, 2, 3,
Wants
4,
the sound off?
5, 6, 7, 8. No, we do have a quorum.
It's 7 and 2 public members, so there's, so
I
7.
thought there was
8 and 2 public.
We must have been over.
Yeah,
what
well,
we
with
needed.
Callie, there was,
Yeah, it must have been 10.
Ally, the second
So we're
public
okay?
member,
yeah.
put us all.
At any rate, we need 9 and
You
we
can
got
always use a Torah for the
You
extra
got it?
one.
Okay. No,
Elijah?
I think we have 9 people.
What are we doing? Which one?
What's your address?
151 Maiden.
Maiden Lane, okay.
All right, everybody, 151 Maiden, Joel,
People on the street.
151 Maiden.
And we're doing a
Let's
state
get 'em
this,
outta here.
right?
Let's get
Yeah,
them-
this is the whole thing. This is a resolution and stuff.
I think quality of life.
I'd like to see us
Here.
actually do a no, you know.
We gotta calm down.
We're dead if you say yes.
Okay, let's finish this. Can we get this
Are we
out?
ready? We got
Yeah.
1.5 more to go.
Square feet? Oh, the AC Hotel.
Yeah, we're open already, we just wanna add on to it.
You're not the guys they're complaining about with the lights, are they?
Not that I know.
The,
Okay.
the lights, the like
Flickering
LEDs
lights?
on top flashing or something?
No, we don't have any
No,
lights.
no, okay.
No, we do, let me know, but I'm not here.
You satisfied?
Yeah, could be, yeah.
DJ.
So, present.
Yeah, sure. My name is Maston Sampson. I'm the attorney representing
South
CB
Street.
Maiden Lane LLC.
You spelled Maiden Lane wrong, by the way. You go ahead.
What happened?
Maiden Lane. You go ahead.
Is that
Well,
right?
looks right on the first
What-
page.
Yeah.
151 Maiden Lane.
Oh.
And
Land.
Maiden Lane, all right.
yeah.
From Albany.
You got
We're a lot different up
Sorry.
there.
I kinda like that, Maiden Land, but I don't think they'll
Bring
shift
that up.
it, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And what we're looking to do here, we have an we'd like to submit an application for an ad bar, which is really
A what?
just, we'd like to add a bar to the location. So they're currently licensed, and the bar would essentially be a cooler, which would just have beer.
It's just
and
our
beer
market, on our market, we wanna be able to sell beer on the first floor
I like
in our market.
This
in the
is
middle.
inside?
Inside the hotel.
glass atrium.
The whole building's glass, the downstairs, that area is still separate, that'll be a separate
But you mean
restaurant
only
at some
for your,
point.
only for your
hotel
guests?
guests, yeah, you
Okay.
can take it outside the
They're
hotel.
outside the park. There's like a little pedestrian park there.
Huh?
How many guests?
Little-
It's it, we're right at, right across from 180 Maiden Lane, the glass building, we're
Right.
right across.
But it's
there,
only for their
151.
guests. It's
Yeah,
only-
we opened in
yeah.
October.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait.
So we have a license,
You have a yeah.
we have a license now for our
For-
second floor in the hotel. And we
And-
want it for the first floor to sell it for packaged goods to go, just
All right.
for people to take to their guest room.
And you have a license to serve, to send drinks to people's rooms, or whatever,
Room
whatever
service?
that's.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
do.
room
This would
service,
just be
okay.
for packaged goods, so they told us we
I
had to
have a question here. On
Yeah.
the first page, proposed days, hours of operation, 24 hours of blah, 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 blah.
With a rooftop with events at varying times.
That's separate, that's second thing. We just
the
want,
second
all we
item.
want for this, for the rooftop is we wanna be able to use it as catering space. We don't wanna
does that
put a
mean?
bar up there just to have events up there
Nope.
occasionally.
Nope,
Oh, no, no,
nope,
no, no.
nope.
Well,
Because
so,
no, the sound
That's
of
people
crowd.
congregating and drinking.
Cause it's
Yeah.
at the, it's on the
Take your drink
31st
upstairs.
floor.
Yeah.
Nope,
No, it would be its own area, it would be for catered events.
no, I get
Yeah,
that,
we
yeah.
understand, we don't
don't
do
do any-
rooftops.
Nope,
nothing on the roof,
No.
Nope,
even
No,
at
we
the
had a
hours.
yoga
really.
studio come and wanted to do it. No.
Oh, really?
We don't even let you go.
nope.
Cavern over down.
Yeah,
How
exactly.
many stories is this?
It's a 34 building store, 34 buildings, so
Yeah,
it'd
we
be,
Lights
just-
up and what's around it? What's?
there's
The residential.
nothing,
Maiden
there's
Lane.
nothing on it right now.
There are no residential
No, but are there
buildings
residential
around?
buildings
Yes, there are.
around it?
It's always been around.
Yeah.
We're at
William
we're
and
at,
Maiden?
front.
They're over by the
Maiden.
river.
How many people
Yeah.
are
No,
you
no,
talking
they're
about there on
block
these
in.
151?
Yeah, they're blocking.
I'd say 60. It's not big events, and I'd say we
No.
do, honestly, you can even put a stipulation in there, I don't see it just doing more than
We don't do
10
roofs.
No, it's just sound
here?
sound
That's
travels.
fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something we were coming for downstairs, we were seeing if we can get a license, if we can't, we can't.
No.
It's gonna be 10 or 12 events, no?
No.
180
No, it's just not at all.
We've been saying no across.
We've been saying no to
No,
everybody.
I expect you to be consistent on a lot of the confronting things.
Oh,
Michelle.
then we could have had you first.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have had to sit here so long.
No, we thought we'd wear you down a little bit. Apparently it didn't work.
We're tireless.
Yeah. We're not, so.
All right. So I don't think anybody has a problem.
Are
with
you guys
the,
looking up
Yeah.
this, they're gonna show us.
I know where it is.
Okay. Are there residents around?
Of course.
That's probably,
Across the street from 180.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right.
yeah, so they're residents.
No, it's, yeah, it's just.
All right. Anybody have a
That's the
problem
roof
with the
right
first floor?
No, that's
With
not.
the,
No problem.
No.
It's like a steps building.
That's
Okay.
180.
But there is
They're on the
recorded
other side.
DJ
Keep
and
going.
live music with speakers. I don't know if we want to inquire about
Is it,
that.
yeah, what is that?
That would have just been for upstairs, that's for upstairs. We already have
They're
our
on the
liquor
top.
license.
Oh,
Not
so
that,
that's
yeah,
for
another-
upstairs.
Yeah, that was for upstairs.
Yeah, but that's also all the piers.
Now,
All
if you
right,
wanna
so-
build in a building
yeah,
and
it's the
enclosed
summary sheet,
area on the
which
roof.
becomes inoperable anyway after this. So,
You want a glass enclosure, glass enclosure.
Yeah, you close it in and
No.
then
That's right. It's not, I mean, it's a space our owners wanted licensed. I said I don't think it's really functional space to use, so if we can't get it, we can't get it. I don't
Great,
care.
thank you.
all right.
What
So
we
this.
suggested you put your mechanicals up there for when everything floods down here.
But we have everything on the 5th floor. We don't have
All right. Let me ask some questions. The in the quesquestionnaire. So this would be referring to what you wanted on the roof, but the total square foot. Well, no, that's the.
That's our bar area. That's just a repeat of what's upstairs.
Yeah, that's
there already. That's on the
So-
second floor. That's current state.
All right, because we have to write a resolution.
Yeah, I understand.
The only thing new, is there anything in here that relates to this first floor
Yeah,
part? Yeah,
with
please.
the number of stand-up bars, right?
That's new.
Right
Well,
now
just
you
we
have
have one, and they said
and
the
this
cooler
would
was
make it
considered
two.
All right,
They
so one,
consider the cooler a bar.
one new first floor, okay.
Yeah.
It's a cooler?
Yeah,
it's just a
literally
cooler.
just to.
Yeah.
You mean a refrigeration?
A refrigeration
Yeah,
unit. Yeah,
that's
like
what I
you'd
meant.
have in
I'm
7-Eleven.
sorry.
But there's somebody there
Yeah, the front,
handing it out, right?
It's right at the front
Or is it
desk.
a
Like, it's
vending
right, It's a
machine?
market next to the front desk.
where you
Yeah,
grab your
it's like
items
glass
and then
and
you
you
go
know.
pay for them at the front desk.
Okay,
Like in
all
a
right.
grocery store.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And anything else, none of this other
That
stuff
would
applies?
that would be it. If we're not doing anything with the roof, then it's all the same stuff.
Okay, so, and the,
So there is
Commercial.
residential.
can that
Yeah.
cooler?
There's another
across
hotel on the
Front
other
Street.
side, and there's residential being built
And
next
then
to us.
there's mixed-use residential here and
24 hour,
here.
and
But this
so
is
the,
commercial, industrial.
No, but he said there's residential being built next to them.
Yes, it's land use colors, industrial, utility.
That's gonna be knocked, that's part of, that's the, I'm colorblind, so I really can't, I can see the lines.
really?
So I see the dark one there, that's us. The building to the right of us is a Fairfield Inn Hotel, and then the building to the right of that is being knocked down. That
Okay.
whole section, those three.
That L shape.
That L shape to the street, street to street, and that other one next to it, those three buildings are being knocked down.
And they're gonna be becoming residential.
They haven't told us what they're gonna do.
It's gonna be a high rise.
It's probably residential.
Yeah, I would say most likely.
So, how late can you serve out of a cooler? Can you do that all night, or?
Yeah, same. Well, it would be the same hours of operation.
So commercial to bottom.
Okay, so that's 2 AM, I think.
Yeah,
so,
2 a.m.
Okay, all right, I just need to
I'm sorry, I don't
You getting
understand
that,
why
Darren?
that's 2 a.m. Why isn't it just all the time? 24
Uh,
hours,
it's a
6:30
single
until
bar on the first floor. It's a cooler, basically.
Refrigerator
Yeah,
unit
just
that
the
will
hotel.
dispense beer
24
and
hours,
adding
it
to
says
existing
before stays
operations.
out of operation.
So you're
Because
gonna
the
close
hotel-
up the refrigerator,
Is it
you're
just
gonna lock
beer?
up
Is
the
that what it is?
refrigerator?
People can't buy alcohol from it. Like, we would sell everything else. You can buy like a water, because it's not only alcohol.
And it's open
It's
till 2
water,
a.m.
soda, vitamin water, so they would be able to buy that, we wouldn't be able to buy alcohol.
How do you keep them from buying?
We're losing our
Because
quorum.
they have to pay
Hey,
for
guy,
it.
all right.
Tell them they're
She's
not
gonna
allowed to
wait.
purchase it.
All right. And is it only beer that comes out
Yeah,
of the cooler?
just
No,
beer.
not wine?
No.
Nothing? Okay.
All right, a few questions.
Are we fine?
No promoted events?
No.
Okay, cover fee events?
No.
Nothing?
Scheduled performances?
Nope.
Windows are gonna open up on the first floor?
Yeah. we
No,
put that in.
no, we
Yeah.
When will the supplies be delivered?
Same as they are now,
Early-
between 7 and 10 a.m.
7 and 10 a.m., okay, great. A doorman, security personnel?
we
Just
both.
like the general hotel security?
Yeah, we have a bellman and we have a security guard.
And sidewalk cafe, I think you can.
No,
We'll be back for that.
Yeah. None of this
And
really
no
applies.
prior violations,
No.
previous establishments, okay. Any other stipulations?
Just that it's first floor, only a cooler
Yeah.
with beer.
Yeah.
You could say, we'll put it in the resolution, no rooftop, not approved.
Where's Joe?
You'll need to take a photo of this stipulation sheet, you take it and
You know how to do it?
notarize it. No, normally we have a notary here, tonight we don't.
Okay.
And send it back to this gentleman.
Okay.
Okay?
Which name would you like me to put in the?
Look.
Yeah, you could, here, I'll.
Get your phone, Jeff.
Yep.
That's inside.
I don't want my cameras.
All you have to know is the phone number I grew up with. That's my code.
First name Maston.
All right,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
everyone,
thank you.
for hanging in there.
You're the ones that hung in.
I hung in.
so-
I know.
We're used to, we have to do it all the time.
In favor, should we vote?
We haven't voted yet, no.
right,
All in
everybody.
favor?
Is everyone in favor?
How many regular members do we got? 6, 7?
Hold on.
7?
You did vote.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So 7 in favor?
Anybody opposed? No.
No roof.
Public members, no roof. No roof, two in favor,
for
public
okay,
members.
So we have
Okay.
9
And
total.
we still have a quorum?
One more,
We still have a quorum?
yeah, we do. Amazingly.
That would be
There's a quick one here with the sidewalk cafe.
All right. And
Okay,
please
thank
don't
you.
leave out-
Sidewalk cafe.
Oh, wait, hey,
no stip sheet.
don't forget,
I think we're gonna need one for this, because
Sidewalk cafe?
in this
Oh, yeah,
case,
you
yeah,
need to get it
because
notarized.
Okay, I thought.
we approved a certain number of tables and they went to DCA and asked for
Oh,
more.
okay, alright.
So we're
So
gonna
you
need,
approved 11 and they got 12?
yeah, we're gonna need a stipulation that says they're gonna revert back to, or they will
Revert back to
promise
11.
Yeah,
Revert back to
11 and
11.
22. Yeah.
11.
And 22
11
seats.
11 tables, 22 seats.
So, Greca.
okay.
So, let me fill everybody in. This is
Tom.
Greca, Tom at 451 Washington.
452.
452. They came to us, they have their liquor license, they came to us for Sidewalk Cafe. We were fine with it, except Mark in particular pointed out one table that either was at the end of the block and obstructed pedestrians or something, we can't remember. Our resolution, they took out one then and agreed to it, and our resolution said 11 tables and 22 seats. I just pulled that up. Now they went to DCA, probably with the original plan, and forgot to take that one off. So they got DCA approval for 12 and 24. Tom's agreed to, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
to-
if this is what it takes, then, I agree.
Okay.
And then, you know, I'll
well,
come back,
Yeah,
you know,
Let's see how it
I'll
goes.
let the season go, we'll take some pictures, we'll see,
All right.
you know, if
this,
there's,
this is for the liquor, the alteration part,
is to add the
to add
liquor
liquor
to
to
the
the
outside.
sidewalk cafe.
Right.
So we'll write in something, a stipulation,
This is 452 Washington?
yeah, that says
Send this gross.
applicant agrees to,
I was gonna say, is this the one we brought up on the screen that time, and then, with the?
No, because that
the line?
was West Broadway.
Oh.
Oh, no, they're thinking of, the diner, where there was, something happened, the board made it go away.
Mm-hmm.
It was on Washington Street? No.
No, West Broadway.
West Broadway.
Between Dwayne, Reed and.
No, Church Street, it's 200 Church Street.
I know what you're talking about.
Rebecca's Kitchen.
Tribeca's Kitchen.
oh, that
Oh,
one,
that's
yeah.
what you're thinking,
okay.
No,
Oh, I
that's
thought
a-
they were
no,
talking
this
about
is
the one
something
that
entirely
was on
different.
West Broadway where they
This
took
is,
out- took away the seat.
Tom had still has
And
another
and the doors
restaurant
had to be closed.
down the street,
Around the block, yeah.
around the block. It's very popular, I've been there. I haven't been to this one.
Is this Google Maps that you're using?
Yes. Yeah, Google should,
So it's around, turn around 180 degrees,
Yeah,
that's our view
the
across the
graffiti
street.
wall.
Yeah.
Where are you?
We're there.
That, yeah.
That was-
You want-
that
you
was
want
when
a
the,
sidewalk
windows-
cafe there?
That was when the windows were closed
Have
up.
you had-
Yes, so the tables and chairs are right along the facade of the building. And you know, I found this, the diagram that we had. So this was the diagram
That's
that we
the-
had
yeah,
submitted.
that's the one that he.
Right,
yeah.
but, yes, but look.
I mean,
It's
it's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
the latest
7,
photo
8,
is on
9, 10,
2017,
11,
so I don't
12.
know.
We took out those,
But
but
the
it's
tree
still
thing go away.
12. That's why we got approved for
But they got
12.
approved already.
They got approved,
They were-
I mean, that's not our.
For the sidewalk?
Right, so they were,
How do they walk
Or
around?
nobody-
right, it's one line, and it goes right up to the corner, and there's no obstruction whatsoever. It's one row, and I wish I had some pictures to show you
So the
from.
corner here is over here.
No,
the street.
Watts is here.
No, but I
This
mean,
is the corner.
This is just within the building.
Right, and then down this way is Fika, right? So the corner is here. So we go, this is a little bit off, but we go right up to the corner, and there's no obstruction whatsoever. There's one row of tables.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
All I know is what our resolution said.
I think that's what the resolution
Do
said.
you guys have that, a copy of that resolution?
Well, I can show it to you in a second. Here.
There is a sidewalk. I have a
How are
license.
people gonna walk around those trees?
Oh, no, there's only one row of tables
That's what it is.
against the window, and there is no obstruction whatsoever.
Only one row of
What he's
tables.
shown, it doesn't look.
Yeah, but there was some, the resolution said 11 and 22. I
The
can't,
resolution
unless we
says
pull
11.
out,
Yeah.
unless we pull out the original maybe we have the original
I
document.
can try to find it. You want to try to pull that out?
How quickly
Okay.
can you do
I
it?
mean, I'll search. If it hasn't been archived in my
Yeah.
email, then it's pain.
Let me just,
But I remember the biggest part of the conversation was keeping the tables away from the tree beds, which you did.
Yeah.
No, if you only have one
And
line.
they are, there's
then
only
you
one
did.
row, and it's exactly 12 tables, it fits perfectly.
We've already agreed.
Donuts and
frame it.
Is the issue that he put too many tables and was given?
Seriously.
That's what I think.
It's adding the liquor to the sidewalk cafe.
Yeah, we're asking him to,
There's no issue, there seems to be some sort of,
he did.
He's already been approved.
Can we
He's
vote?
got, he's
Can we
approved
vote
for
on
12
this?
here.
All right, this is the issue. This is the issue. He was approved for 11 tables. He put 12 out.
By us.
By us. We've asked him back. He's agreeing to remove one
Well,
table.
well, no, we haven't, he's here to get the liquor license.
Right.
I'm here to get the
Which we
liquor
don't have a problem
license
with.
added to the tables outside.
I don't think we have a problem.
We want 11 tables, not 12.
We approved it for 11 tables.
We approved it for 11.
Okay, so
Can't
let's,
put
So-
12.
okay, so put 12.
Don't be a hog.
But when we, when we looked at the diagrams, and when I was here last time to get the approval, it was originally actually it was
For
originally
the
for more
hours,
than
which is
12.
in that
So
area.
we approved 11.
We approved one row of tables going from the one entrance to the corner. And that's exactly what fits. It's one row.
But we approved
All right,
11.
hang on.
So wait, that
Hang-
one row is 12 tables?
Yes.
But the
Yeah.
step was 11.
Hang on, Tom,
it fits?
we have somewhere a recording of the thing. I will go back and listen to it and see if I can figure out what happened.
Okay, please. I would
All right.
appreciate
But
that.
if he's
If-
saying that 12
But 12
fits
fits?
comfortably, then what's the big deal?
With clearance?
Well,
Legally,
I
we approved
don't know
11.
what the, I can't
And the
remember what
city
the
approved
problem
it?
was.
Yes.
Can we just vote on the liquor and say it's fine, or no?
No, say, we'll approve
But
the
he-
service or liquor at
But
11 tables.
legally, we
Right.
approved 11.
So
He's
then
got
we have
12.
to, let's
But the
vote
city
on-
approved
then we have to
12.
be
Why
consistent,
we
so
can't
we'll
now?
approve liquor license for
Because
11
in our
tables.
resolution
Yes.
stipulation, we
End of
approved
Right.
11.
But how often do we approve something and the city does what they want? That's
It
what
was a
happened again. The city
stipulation.
said 12,
Huh?
so it's
It was
12.
a stipulation,
Right.
but he
Am I wrong?
stipulated.
I'm
Am I-
stipulated.
am I- am I not
I
understanding?
tend to agree.
Okay.
I don't think it's right,
No,
no
so
harm, no foul.
I think what happened, I don't think DCA saw what we wanted. That's the problem.
Right.
Yeah, we have.
You know
we
what it
have
was?
to
I think the
be-
diagram was a little misleading.
Yeah.
Because when you're looking at a piece of paper and an architect putting, his on
But
the.
in reality, you're able to put 12
Exactly.
there comfortably, and it's not
Exactly.
causing a problem for the
Exactly.
neighborhood?
We approved 11, that's the law.
Here's-
Want to change it?
Well, it's not a
You need-
law.
I don't
Here,
want
here,
to-
here, here, here.
law.
I'm gonna listen to the tape. All we have to do is figure out a way to write something down now that is flexible enough to
Right.
say, 12 if we made a mistake.
The issue
11.
was the flower bed. That was the issue.
Uh-huh.
And there was never going to be a second row to
Yeah.
be in the way of the flower bed. So the tables begin here, and they're 21-inch tables and 2 chairs, and they're lined up against the window.
I have
So-
a suggestion.
Sure.
Let's just approve, assuming we're approving the liquor license, and I don't have a problem with it, I know the area. The liquor license alteration, what have you got?
I don't have the original, I'm still looking for the original. I do have an email correspondence with DCA where I asked them for the dimensions and they gave us how many chairs and tables were approved. That's all I
Alright.
have so far.
How
I'm
many-
still looking.
Let-
And I
let's,
have a copy of my license, and it says 12.
no, I know, you
Yeah.
got it. Let's just say, let's just approve this for now. If I listen to that tape and I find some other reason that none of us are thinking of, and I talk to you
Fair.
like a
Fair.
gentleman's
Yeah,
agreement,
yeah.
we'll do
You-
that?
You're always fair. You are always fair. I have
Alright.
to say.
Okay.
Okay,
And then you
and
would
you know what
pull
else
back
we-
that
right.
table for a season and we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. All right.
Fair enough, fair
Everybody all right with that?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Good compromise.
We need, I don't know, first let's vote on it so people can leave. All in
Okay.
favor?
Thank you,
Okay.
everybody.
Everybody, public members in favor? Okay, everybody's in favor.
Everybody's in favor? Please don't leave
Yeah,
until
okay.
I-
You know
7
what
to
else
2.
I could do?
Yeah.
Once I get the tables out of storage again, I
Right.
will line them up and take pictures so
I'll
you
come
can
by.
see. Oh yeah,
Right.
oh yeah.
I live near
You're-
you.
I know,
Okay.
I know. You're just down.
All right, so I'm not, for this, we need, I don't think we need stiff, I don't think we need a stiff sheet for, the alteration to the liquor license, do we?
For the alteration, you can ask them.
That's fine.
But, I mean, we could make, all we'd have to do is give them a resolution, so we agree on this time, that says we approve. It goes to the SLA. We approve the request for,
Whatever I can get, I do.
we approve the request to extend the liquor license to the outdoor cafe.
Yes, thank you. And then between us, we'll figure out the 11.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Do we need-
You have, you
No, I
don't.
don't think we need a
stipulation.
stipulation.
Okay.
Pardon?
We don't need
You
a
have
slip
additional
saying
stipulations
11
there?
tables and
Oh,
20
okay,
chairs.
so yeah, you would just.
Okay, so we don't need stiff sheet.
I don't know.
Sponsored by the
Okay.
Riyadh Theater.
All right,
These are the full
Okay.
length plays, and these are the short plays.
Actually, I should have some pictures from.
During the meeting?
I always have to do that.
Yeah.
The meeting is adjourned.
Okay, here's
Where's your
my,
gavel?
here's my theater.
Recording is.